Luca here from MiniWarGaming.com, and welcome to another episode of The Lost City, our open sandbox Age of Sigmar narrative campaign designed specifically for our guests.
We play and call it work.
MiniWarGaming's Age of Sigmar Battle Report.
Kyle joins us today, a very familiar face for most of you, bringing his Blades of Khorne, who will be representing the Chaos Alliance, to fight over the territory of the Transmutation River Way in the realm of metal. I'll be taking the role of the defender with my Soulblight Gravelords, naturally representing the Death Alliance. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at my Kastelai list today. I've been wanting to play these guys for a real hot minute, honestly, since the Soulblight book has come out, and this is the first time it's made sense to actually play them, believe it or not. I just want to quickly go over some of the campaign effects that my Death Forces get. I get those infamous Umbral Spell Portals technically to my list, but I won't be using them, I suspect. And on top of all of that, we get a free Artifact of Power enhancement. So I went with a Battle Regiment today, technically a 3-drop list because I got a couple of extra units. Now, these Kastelai vampires are quite far from the Crimson Keep today, but there is much honor in the quest set before them as they defend this prominent school of necromancy. Now, my general today will be this ancient vampire lord atop his zombie dragon. He's been leading this quest for quite a while now, and his legend is a long one. We'll have Undead Blade Lord as his command trait for today, and he will be equipped with a fragment of the keep to keep him safe in combat. Well, essentially gives him a lot of speed in combat, which acts as a defensive mechanic. Of course, I'll go over all this as we play the game, what they do in finer details. Alongside him, we are going to have a couple of other vampire lords acting as other commanders and seconds in command, or thirds in command, however you want to look at it there. For the traditional vampire lord model here, we're going to have Spirit Gale. Why not? He's also going to be equipped with the Grave Sand Shard as my second artifact of power. Every bowl, once per battle round, I can return slain models to summonable units wholly within 18 of them, if I remember to use it, that is. It was that or Vial of Manticore Venom. I wasn't too sure what to give him, but this one is, I guess, good enough. And then the rest of the list is pretty simple. I got 3 units of Death Rattle Skeletons, acting as very minor warriors in a Kastelai list, and Blood Knights, 4 units of Blood Knights as well. And that there, folks, is our list for today. Let's go take a look at what Kyle's bringing with his ambushing Blades of Khorne.
Well, howdy folks, this is Kyle, coming in once again with a brand new army for you to see. Some Blades of Khorne, the demon version. This little Crimson Horde is going to be led by not 1, but 2 Bloodthirsters. 1, a Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster with a Halo of Blood, and then a Bloodthirster of Infinite Rage. He will be my general, with the command trait of the Firebrand, so he can be a priest, and he will have the Unholy Flames as his prayer. Now, as part of our special campaign, we get an extra artifact of power, so I am taking the King of Blades, and I will not be trying to pronounce that.
Oh yeah, it's got a lot of vowels, a lot of consonants, a lot of commas and apostrophes.
Argoth, I believe. We'll go with that. That's very piratey at this point. Rounding out our leaders, I have a Blood Master, who is also going to have some special prayers there, the Bronzed Skin. Next, we have 2 units of Bloodletters, one of them double reinforced, one of them single reinforced, and a unit of Fleshhounds to go hunting some nasty little sorcerers on the side. Rounding out the list for our last little bit, we have Blood Crushers and 2 invocations, the Bleeding Icon and the Hexgore Skulls. All that wrapped up in a nice little battle regiment, which the Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster will turn his nose up at and not to be a part of, but everybody else wants to be friends.
You still beat me, though. You got a 2-drop to my 3-drop, and because of the campaign elements, Kyle is going to be getting a Triumph of Power, because Death has more control over the campaign map than Chaos does at this point. We'll figure that out in a second, though. And then upon consideration, I'm actually 40 points under Kyle's list, so I'm going to go for Inspired, and Kyle decided also to go for Inspired because of the campaign effects. We both get a Triumph, funny enough.
We were very inspired by this whole decision.
Absolutely. And with that, let's go take a look at our mission today that we have in mind for our little narrative battle. Well, today's battle plan will be Spring the Trap from the new General's Handbook. It was fitting for the narrative that we have in mind for our game today. It will have 3 objectives, one directly in the middle of the table between both players' territories, as you can see, and 2 more flanking it in a thin strip of no man's land. We are going to be deploying along the long table edge, 9 inches away from each other's territory in somewhat of a box. Now, scoring is going to be pretty simple in this one. You'll get 3 points for your grand strategy at the end of the game if you're able to accomplish it, and then 1 victory point for 1 objective, 1 for 2 objectives, and then, of course, 1 for more than your opponent at the end of every one of your turns. And if you're able to do your battle tactic, you'll get 2 points as well. I should note, we're not playing the Realm of Beasts, so we won't be using the new Season of War battle tactics. We'll be using the core rulebook ones for now to keep it nice and simple with the narrative in mind. And the same will be true for the grand strategy options. We, of course, can use the ones in our battle tomes. Now, the twist to Spring the Trap is the outflank special rule. During deployment, after both players have set up all of their units, the attacking player will remove D3 units from the battlefield, and then so will the defender afterwards. They're going to be placed into reserve, and starting the second battle round, at the end of your movement phase, you can set up units placed in reserve wholly within 6 of any battlefield edge and more than 9 away from enemy units. So it's kind of like the Night Haunt redeploy in a lot of ways, and that is the trick here to this mission. And don't forget, guys, if you would like to come by and play some of this campaign here with us like Kyle is, just go to MiniWarGaming.com/challenge for all the details. And I would like to remind you that at the end of the game, we always have like a little bit of a podcast, technically. A lot of you might not know that. We kind of talk the game, talk Warhammer in general for like 10, 15 minutes. If you want to just maybe skip to the end and check that out as well. If you watch the battle report and you just want to listen to a couple guys talk about Warhammer, maybe even old stuff, and that will be all in the back there. We're always looking for more Sigmar guests, more 40k guests. I personally want to play a lot of Lord of the Rings, so if you are in the area and you want to throw down some Lord of the Rings, you haven't got to play it in a while, I'm your guy, dude. Go to MiniWarGaming.com/challenge for all the details. We are in Welland, Ontario, which is near Niagara Falls, if you're unaware. And here we are, all deployed for our game today. Now, narratively, this is the Transmutation Riverways, very close to where that school is built. It's that little fortress built at the northern end of the river here. And the Blades of Khorne have come in force to attack us. Now, the ideal was that Chaos was made aware of this school and have since been sending out like little raiding parties to test the strength and to see where they have defenses all set up. Now, unawares to some of the undead forces there, it was a ploy to get a lot of bloodshed going as the raids kind of picked up and the attacks kind of picked up. These guys started like kind of bouncing all over the place, just essentially slaughtering the raiders and then drawing the attention of Khorne into like an ultimate play of an ambush of luring out the Kastelai forces into what would be a trap. Thus the scenario I had in mind for this mission. And we have yet to pick our D3 units to put into outflank. We're going to do that in a minute. That's what we got going on. But fortunately, Kastelai vampires and this ancient vampire lord are masters of war, and they suspected something like this was up. Therefore, I'll also get to deploy or redeploy D3 of my units into reserve. Now, the D3 is out of our control in that regard. And as for the effects, well, we're playing the Realm of Metal, so we're going to have a unique command trait, a unique heroic action, and spell available to all of us. Again, I'll go over those when they pop up. One will augment our characteristics. One is going to mess with the enemy based on their armor saving throw, which, I mean, Kyle doesn't really care too much about because he doesn't have casters, nor does he have high armor saves in particular, other than the Bloodthirsters, and all that fun stuff. Now, the Transmutation Riverway is filled with magical nonsense. So, it's got a rule called Irresistible Force. If a casting roll is a double, after any rerolls, but before any modifiers are applied, it will be successful, even if the roll is less than the casting value of the spell being attempted, and then the spell cannot be unbound. But after the effects of the spell have been carried out, each unit within 3 of the caster, including the caster, will suffer a mortal wound. So I got to keep that in mind. I do have 3 casters, not a whole lot of wizards, but that will probably come into play. And then, of course, you have a lot of like anti-magic nonsense too.
I mean, I am the anti-magic at this point. Look at these guys. Look at them.
No,
they hate sorcery so much.
They literally have a rule called that. That's pretty much it. We're ready to go. So it's all about scoring these 3 objectives you see here, and then whoever has the most amount of victory points at the end will be the winner. As for our grand strategies, holding the line is key for the Soulblight force, so I got to keep my battle line alive. Everything in my list is battle line because we're Kastelai, except for the 3 heroes. Obviously, we don't care. Well, we care about them, but like mechanically, they don't matter for the grand strategy. What was yours? Do you remember?
I'm channeling my inner Mordor at this point and going,
Bring me a worthy skull.
What do we got to do for that one?
So what's going to happen when the first turn is about to start, you're going to pick one of your heroes and be like, that's a worthy skull. You got to claim it, and I've got to kill it.
My ancient vampire lord, who has been running this force
you do that.
for hundreds and hundreds of years, perhaps even more, who knows, will be the worthy skull today, which kind of makes sense. Now, he's going to be tough to deal with, but that's kind of the vampire lord theme going on. So that is it. I finished deploying second because I had one more drop than Kyle. Do you have any idea who you want to go first?
I think I'd like you to go first. You come to me. Come to me.
All right. Well, then we got to redeploy our thingies, and then we'll figure that out. I'll be right back. Going to see who is going to go in ambush, starting with the attacker, the Blades of Khorne. We'll get 3.
Woohoo!
Which 3 would you like?
Well, I think it makes the most sense for these little flesh hounds to go into reserve.
They're going to... You don't have to pick 3, but you could... Well, maybe you don't have to pick 3. I guess I'll double check while I think about it. And the Blood Crushers. You don't have to take 3. You can take up to 3. That's it? Just those 2?
Do I take a bloodthirster and put him off the field? I don't think it's a good idea.
All right, keep them on. That works for me too.
Yep.
I am going to pick D3 of my units. I'm going to get 2. I was only really going to do these Blood Knights, I think, though. They're going to go into outflank to try and answer one of the sides. With that in mind, it'll be Blades of Khorne, turn 1. I mean, Soulblight Gravelords, turn 1. I'm not playing Khorne. Well. Our battle tactic today, for the first turn, will be to seize the center. The Vampire Lord issues the skeletons to go to the middle, and they will do just that. That'll be a very simple battle tactic. As for heroic actions, we are going to have our Vampire Lord on a zombie dragon try to embrace the magics of the realm of metal, and he is going to do a mutation on himself. So the way this works is you roll a d3 and you get a random effect. I believe the 1 is +1 wound to melee, 2 is your roll saves a 1, and 3 is a 5-up ward. But I got a chart to double check. I got a 2, which I believe is reroll saves a 1, which is pretty damn good for this guy. Was exactly that. So we get to reroll save rolls a 1. I don't know if that'll matter too much, but I might be aggressive with them. That'll last until my next hero phase. And then you have Adapt or Die, which is a command ability you can issue to someone in the realm of metal, which is pick a unit. They get a 6-up board save. Unless they have 5 or fewer models in the unit, then they get a 5-up board save. That lasts until the end of the turn. So you get to reapply Adapt or Die every player turn. I am simply going to put, these guys already have a 6-up board save, so I'm going to put a 5-up board save on these Blood Knights here in the middle. And with the campaign heroic actions, if you do them on your own turn, you get to do those in addition to your turn allowance for heroic actions, so don't really need too much. I think I would just go for leadership, because the Kastelai one's not going to be relevant for now. So let's see if we get leadership. I got a 3. I do not. An idea for you?
I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna try and talk real good.
You got a 6. Who get one? Just one of the Bloodthirsters?
Actually, gonna put it on that little herald on the top
right
part. He's on his soapbox yelling at people.
Excellent. And as for the rest of this hero phase, we're going to go cast some spells. We're going to have this general cast Mystic Shield. He's not going to send his soldiers forward without any protection. Again, doubles automatically cast a spell and mortal wound everything nearby. We got a 7 on that one. Now, the Forces of Khorne, you don't have any unbinds on the table right now, do you?
We do not. We are just kind of sitting pretty where we are.
All right. Yeah, because the Flesh Hounds, they normally have one, but they're off the table for now.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to just put Mystic Shield on them. And next, I got 1 spell each from the rest of these guys. Now, I can't remember what I said in the intro for spells, but this guy's going to have Spirit Gale, this guy's going to have Soul Pike. We'll leave it at that. I think that's might have been what I called anyways. As for that, we're going to Spirit Gale. This is a unique spell to the lore of vampires. Got it on a 6, I believe. I'll double check that. It will fail on a 6. We're looking for a 7 there. The only other spell I'm going to cast is Soul Pike, which is 24-inch range on this Vampire Lord. Broop.
Oh no! Oh
no! So because of the Altar of Khorne, all miscasts are D6 more wounds than a D3, and this guy only has 5 wounds. He's gonna stop. Okay,
that's pretty good.
That's not bad. We ward.
No, it's fine.
And we warded. Undeath protects us, but the spell does fail. But hey, we denied you the possibility of getting a blood tithe point, I guess, technically as well. So okay, little rough on the magic there, but that is going to be it. We're going to go to the movement phase. I am going to run this squad, this direction. This squad, I believe I'm going to at the double over there, and then this squad's going to run over there. But I don't know where I'm going to do at the double first. I'm going to run this squad just to see. They're going to go 10 inches. Sorry, 8 inches. That will give us the movement to get within 6 with that one model, which is good enough because with these guys are going to at the double for a command point and walk up there just to get... I don't even need to, really. Should I just save the command point? I'm just going to save the command point.
Well, but those guys, they could run.
I don't really need that objective over there if I got that one over here. They're probably going to chill and hold off. If I didn't point out my grave sites, I apologize. There's a lot of death magics in the river because I put another one in the river there for fun. I got one there and one over there. Now, these two are in my territory. Those two are outside of my territory, if anyone's curious. And then I just got like little old... These are all first edition markers. I probably should grab the newest ones, but these ones technically work because they got the same words on them, the same effect.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. They're just a little bit bigger, so they take up a little bit more real estate on the table, you know.
It helps with our old eyes to see what's written there.
You can't speak the truth so clearly, man. We got a 5 on their movement, so they're gonna go up to 9. They're gonna chill, keep it real right here. This is where reality is gonna be kept. Form up. That's where they move. They don't move much. That's why I didn't really need to have to double them. Probably should have had to double them, but I got lucky. But I guess if they failed their run, I could have done the math and at the double to them. But I don't need to now.
Math is hard.
Math is unnecessarily difficult sometimes. We're gonna move the Vampire Lord up. That's about it. They're going to reform a little bit over here, and we're going to move these forces up a little bit, and then that's it for my movement phase, and heck, that is the end of my turn, probably. We'll go over all that in a hot second. Then after that, I didn't really move much. I just holding back and waiting to see where they want to commit to. These guys reformed a little bit on the river. And I don't think I said it, but the Grave Sand Glass, I believe the artifact of power is called. Grave Sand Shard is on this guy. So he gets to hold within 18, add a unit to them, and add a unit to them, add a model to them, slain model to them in the battle shock phase. Not going to come up, but yet. But when it does, that's who's got it. If I forget, that's how you make fun of me, is essentially what I'm getting at. Otherwise, we're done. We got our battle tactic. We have one objective over there, one objective over there. That is more than Kyle's forces control. So that's a 5-point turn for us here in this first turn of the game. As we go to the Blades of Khorne, turn 1. Showing off the score over here now that something actually has changed. 4 to 3 command points because Kyle's going second. He's on the left, and I got my whole 5 victory points in this first turn.
We're gonna go with conquering. I won't take this one. I'm taking it from you. It's mine. Give it back.
Or battle tactic, no problem. Take that objective away for 2 victory points. And obviously you want to try and take 2 of the objectives on the table, thus making it so you have a majority of them in mind. And was there anything else? Oh yeah, we have a bunch of things to do. This adapter die falls off because it ends at the end of my turn, or technically at the start of Kyle's turn. I'm just going to reapply it there. Keep adapter die on them because you can do it on both players' turns. Technically, Kyle could have done one, but there's no reason to because there's no damage coming his way.
Yeah.
Do you know who you want to put adapter die on? This is like something we'll do every turn because it's like there's no downside to it, essentially.
We'll literally get it for free. Why not use it?
Yeah.
I'm going to put on the big blob right here. This nice, big old beefy unit.
So because the unit size of a 6 up ward save, but that's better than their 0 ward save they had before.
Yeah. Good.
Speak good?
Yeah, we're going to speak good.
Speaking good.
Speak good!
You speak very well.
He speaks very good.
I don't think I need much. There's a Kastelai heroic action I'm gonna use on this Vampire Lord over here. It's like Martial Retaliation, I believe is the name of it. At the end of every phase, if that vampire took damage, every enemy within 3 inches takes D3 mortal wounds on a 2-up. Sorry, it's called the Masters of Retaliation. This guy is still under the effects of random mutation. That'll last until my next hero phase. And you want to randomly mutate one of your characters?
Yeah, let's go with this guy here.
Big guy. He gets a 2, which is what I got, which is reroll saves 1.
There we go. So we're start by doing some chanting here. We're going to go blood mark onto them. Blood mark, blood mark, blood mark.
4. Good enough.
There you go.
What do?
Blood mark is going to make it easier for me to wound you. In fact, I am going to add 1 to wound rolls for that.
All right, fair enough.
All right, our next one we're going to have is Unholy Flames, and it's coming from his little flamey things on the back, his little hooves. He's going to try and make these guys get +1 to the rand. On a 4-up.
You got it.
Hooray!
Welcome. That's it for the hero phase. We're going to go right to movement. What's the general plan? Where are things going?
Mostly this way. So these guys will probably have to
At the double?
at the double, that's the word, with that free command point there, to run over here and claim this objective. They're going to wander themselves up, make a charge into here and start plugging this gap. I know there's going to be a whole bunch of things coming to hit them, but that's 60 wounds with a 5-up save and a 6-up ward save.
I know.
I mean,
It's going to be tough.
you will have to chew through a lot of those
It's going to be a lot of fighting to get through that.
Yeah.
That's a brick of 20 over there? That's a 30?
Brick of 20, brick of 30.
All right, we got some stuff to worry about in reserve too. All right, well, we'll show you where that all ends up after we come back. We did exactly what Kyle said. These guys at the doubled onto the objective.
Hooray!
Bloodthirster following up right behind them. That is the
Necromantic.
not the Wrath of Khorne. Is that the Wrath? I can't never remember. Wrath of Khorne, or is that the?
That's Wrath.
That's Wrath. That's Insensate. No, that's not. That is Insensate Rage. Yeah.
That's the butt.
That's the Bud of Khorne right there, everyone. Let me just right there. There it is.
That's Khorne's butt.
That's Khorne's butt. The rest of the units just moving forward. They're 5. Now it's you had a 6-inch charge enemy. I could redeploy, but I've always had the question of, do I let you charge in, take the skeletons? Because how many models do you have there right now in range of the objective?
Ooh, that's a good question. Right now, I believe we only have. We've only got 3.
All right. Well, I'm going to redeploy a little bit, and we'll see where that can get us. I'm going to use one of my 3 command points to do if I can get more models on the objective and make the charges a little bit more difficult. 2! Thank you. 2, we back it up a little bit. We just kind of tighten up our ranks, keep more models on the objective. That's about it. That's all I got. You do have some shooting. I don't know if it's in range, though.
Oh, Lord, no.
Yeah, because you got, like, the flails and stuff, but they're kind of teeny. You get Hellfire Breath, too, but I think it's, like, all 8, because, Khorne and stuff. Would you like to charge? Absolutely.
These guys definitely going for it.
Going forward. Charge. Let's see a high number so we don't have to worry about anything. 4. That would have failed before the redeploy. I can't remember what your command does. The banner, the musician.
So allows me to return 1 dude. This gives me +1 to my charge.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Easy enough. All right. Well, forward to victory.
Forward to victory! That's
Oh,
not
Kyle, you got to roll better than 5 twice, dude.
It's so slow this morning.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, yeah. All right, well, fine. We get no action in the first battle round. So it is decided by the dice gods. Thank you, Nuffle, for this very entertaining first battle round. It is a 1 point for 1 objective, and then that's it. The battle tactic is whiffed, and so is just the general control of the objectives. All right, so
Somewhere there's a sad trombone being played. I can hear it. I can really hear it.
Oh, obviously that masterful redeploy. There is always the roll for priority. I got a 6. A 6 for me, eh? Well, out of pity, I almost feel like giving it to you out of pity.
I don't need no pity. That just makes Khorne angry.
No pity. I don't even know. Actually, might be weirdly. My gut tells me it's the right call to do. I could get another 5-point turn without committing to too much, I think. Also, let me contemplate in my inner thoughts here. I think I want to mess with the priorities too much right now. In fact, I'd rather just acquire victory points now while I can before things go south. So I'm gonna take turn and just go for another easy battle tactic and just take it nice and slow. This is just low and slow. That's what this one is today. Current update as we go into my turn 2. And we're going to keep in theme with the slow, methodical approach to this game. Probably going to keep my Blood Knights in reserve. I don't know, thinking out loud here. My battle tactic is going to be expand the Grave Empires, which works out kind of well for the Soulblight in this one. I have to control 2 objectives that are wholly outside of my territory. The only one kind of inside of our territories is the one in the middle. So if I can control these 2 objectives with summonable/vampire units, then I complete my battle tactic. I just have to make a play for this objective over here. But it all depends on how well you redeploy.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of models over here, so it should help out. And I got the Blood Knights to follow up. I can see what your redeploy looks like first, which is nice. Otherwise, for my heroic action, I am gonna have these guys are going to adapt or die again. Just to get that out of the way. I assume you want to adapt or die to the big squad again. 6-up board?
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably going to be the best one to have. Well,
I probably won't be going for too much combat here, but
I'm almost thinking actually I might switch it over to this little squad over here.
That works,
because
too.
they're more likely to get into combat this turn, and there's 2 units that could easily come charging up here and hitting them.
yeah. All right, so we're going to 6-up board save over there, and then my action, Master of Retaliation, doesn't really make much sense, but I will do the random mutation. Let me roll this little d6 here. I got a 2 again, so that's reroll saves of 1. Yours is still active until your hero phase, so you don't have to worry about keeping that one. So you got the same effect. And you yourself are going to go for some heroic willpower, which makes sense.
They're just so strong with the will and the mind and just really shiny crowns.
It's that guy over there then. Excellent. Then I will go to... What was my action? I don't really know. I want to go leadership, I guess, on this vampire. Why not? Let's see what we get. Does he speak well? He does.
He does speak good.
He's going to use that to have the double, I suspect. Anyway, so I'll keep that in mind. It is going to bring us to some spell casting. Funny enough, as much as I want to Spirit Gale, I think it'll backfire and give you too many free Blood Tithe points, because Spirit Gale is a unique spell where it does a mortal wound to every enemy unit on the table.
But I don't only get Blood Tithe points when things are dead.
No, you get...
the full units.
If you, every time you ping off your Hatred of Sorcery, you get a Blood Tithe point as well.
That's right. I thought
hasn't happened yet.
I was thinking like depravity points, be like, here's all the little ones over here.
No,
So
that would be relevant for depravity. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the because it hits every unit on the table. You get to roll 5 up for every unit. You could get like 2 or 3 Blood Tithe points for free. So
Spirit Gale me. Come on.
I made a mistake casting it initially. Then I thought in hindsight, like, oh, let's not do that. So we're gonna have this guy, Mystic Shield. He got it with an 8.
I'll let you take that.
All right, well, we're going to apply that to these. The skeletons are dead. We're going to put it on these guys back here. Kyle brings up a good point.
Technically, your whole army is dead. I mean, it's
true. They are going to be destroyed. They will be destroyed, I suspect, with or without a Mystic Shield. I mean, I could invest in... Nah, well, keep it on these guys for now. Anyways, because there might be a bad priority in the upcoming turn, so I'd rather have the Blood Knights be a little thicker, even though those guys do a lot of mortal wounds. Other spells to cast. This guy's got a cool spell called Soulblight. I'm going to attempt to cast that. I got an 11. I always hate when I call out I got A, and then I see the roll. I'm like, oh, it's a vowel. So, freaking 8, 11, hate.
Grammar rules, children.
I know. Would you like to try and stop that? So this is, let me actually explain what this does before you decide. So this is, I could pick 2 units. Unfortunately, I only have 1 that's visible and in range. Bloodthirst is too far. That unit's too far. The Herald on the altar is behind the line of sight. And what this does is, this unit will be affected by it if they roll a charge. They roll a dice. They go to the charge roll. For every 4 up, that unit will suffer a mortal wound. So if you roll like a 10, I roll 10 dice. Every 4 up, some mortal wound on it. Kind of like, threatens them. They're obviously going to charge. But you can unbind it or roll a 5 up to ignore the effect of it and get a Blood Tithe point.
So I don't think I'm going to unbind it just simply because it's too high for me to unbind. I'm going to have to roll boxcars. No point in doing it.
You do get +1 to your unbind rolls as chaos, so you actually only need to roll an 11.
Yeah, still,
They're not great odds.
The numbers. Don't tell me the numbers. They're not great. So I'm actually just going to try for Hatred of Sorcery with that and see if that's the trick.
2? All right.
That does not.
They will be Soulblight, and then the last thing to cast, I can't Mystic Shield. He could Arcane Bolt, I guess. So he'll have an Arcane Bolt. I got it with a 7.
That one I'll try and unbind.
You don't. You don't. All right, so we got a little Arcane Bolt on this guy, I guess. Put the little Arcane Bolt there, and then we're going to go right to the movement phase. Now, the only thing that really, really, really matters is I already have Expand the Grave Empires secured over here. I have to work out on this one. So I'm going to use my Heroic Leadership to at the double these guys, and I'll show you where they end up as they're going that way. So with the 10-inch move on, 8-inch move, I keep cheating. I keep thinking they're 6-inch move. I moved them too far. I don't get all 10 in range. I get about 6 after I move them back. Kyle still wants to redeploy these guys. I'm going to put them back to their proper position, and then let's see what the redeploy looks like.
What it's going to look like.
2? Not ideal.
But it'll still mean you have way more models on there than I'll be able to get into range.
Yeah, so that'll give me my... it means you can kind of redeploy them however you want then, knowing that. Because you only have currently 2 in range to my 8 or 6, and then you'd only bring a few more in range. And I could always bring my vampire over, which I plan on doing anyways, I guess. So I only have 6 in range when I correctly move my models 8 inches.
I only have 5.
Wait a second. 4 plus 6 is 10. Look at you, dummy. They do move 10 inches. Oh, why am I so dense right now? Math is hard. Math is hard. So I actually do have all 10 in range. So I actually moved them back 2 inches. I'm going to bring it back. I could delete this footage and hide my dumbness, but I was going to say something else. But I want to keep it in so y'all can laugh at me a little bit there. That's them, and then you do your redeploy, getting about 5 in. So I got this objective. I am going to run the vampire 5 extra inches, and if I do my math correctly, he moves 6. plus 5, I'm almost certain that's 11.
Hold on. I've got some fingers for this.
You got fingies for this one? I got some I can land as well. I got some I can add to this.
No, it's too big, man.
I got one. How many more do you need?
We got it.
We got 11. We got 11. I can't do math, dude. I can't do math. Kyle, I had an oops off camera earlier, too. Math is very difficult. Well, Kyle, I'll embarrass Kyle a little bit. He was measuring to the objective, and he's like, okay, my guys move 5 plus 6. If I add the double, they go 11, and I'm about 14 inches away from the objective, so I can't get it. And I'm like, I'm 3 inches off. I'm like, yeah, something about that doesn't seem right, dude. Like, I don't know. I'm like, you have to get within 6 of the objective, so you take 6 away. We're having a hard time over here, everyone.
At least I don't teach math. Oh no, I do. Oh no.
This next generation is going to suck.
They're doomed. They're doomed.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so he's going to go 11. I didn't know where I wanted to put that Vampire Lord. I don't actually love his position currently because of how much I think he's going to get absolutely wrecked by a Bloodthirster, but whatever.
He's not like he still has a giant chain flail thing sitting there being like, wham.
I feel like I'm going to be a coward with him, actually. So instead of him moving there, there's no reason for him to be there because I already got the objective. He's going to back it up over here, actually. So he's going to move his 11 inches from there to back there. They're good there because we got my battle tactic finished. Going to keep the Blood Knights exactly where they are. In fact, they're going to back up a little bit. These guys do run forward a little bit just to get further up on the objective. And I think these guys are good to...
Good to party?
Yeah, we're gonna tighten the ranks a little bit. We're gonna run this way, and by run I mean we're just gonna go like about an inch or so. And we're gonna be. This is like I said, the low and slow game. I don't know why I'm just moving back and forth a lot. The priority is just working out for me right now. Don't really need to fight. We're acquiring the VPs, and in the Age of Sigmar, the VPs are all that matter. We'll have you jump back here as well. Keep the Blood Knights a little safe-ish. Keep the Vampire Lord exactly where he is. He's just overseeing the battlefield.
Wait. Keep them safe-ish? I'll see myself there.
Thank you. That's my turn. We're playing Kastelai. We're not fighting. That's the theme of the game. Don't fight. Only chill. Only keep it real. That's it. So we get this objective. We technically still have that objective over there too. So that'll be another 5-point turn for Soulblight. We're putting the pressure on Khorne.
Did you want your backup Blood Knights on the table? Or
Nah, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna keep them until turn 3, I think.
Okay.
We got no purpose for them.
Okay.
This is a master strategist over here as he just sits there. So I'm just gonna move him up a little bit more, I guess. Get him up the field. Why not? Maybe it makes his life a little bit easier on the next turn. This is where we stand. You're down by 9 points, Kyle. We haven't even rolled a die for an attack yet.
Something's gotta change. We're gonna seize the center this time because hopefully I can make a 3-inch charge.
I hope you can too, sir. I hope you can too. I even walked forward, so it's a little bit easier.
I know. What's happening? Okay.
All charge is all yours. What would you like to do for actions?
So for your heroic action, probably not a whole lot we can really do, so I might as well just try and speak real good at the moment.
Leadership.
Speak good.
Nope.
He doesn't.
Not quite, eh? Okay.
Because he's speaking backwards.
He's talking in tongues. I don't know what I would like to do. Master of Retaliation's tempting, but I don't think I'm going to get it anywhere. I don't really need the leadership either. So we're going to go Master of Retaliation over here. So if he takes wounds at the end of the phase, you take more wounds back if you're close to him.
Cool.
I don't think it'll come up, but just in case. And this guy's definitely not going to get hit, I think. If he does, well, that's bad news for me. And then I'm going to put Adapter Die on these Blood Knights still. Give them their 5 up board save.
Okay.
Where would you like to apply your Adapter Die?
I'm going to put Adapter Die onto the big unit again, just because we'll go back towards the center.
Yes, sir. They're going to go 6 up board save on them.
Boop. There we
go. I think, yeah, some prayers. Definitely some prayers.
Yeah.
It's a plan for prayers.
All right, first prayer. We're going to try and bring in some Hex Core Skulls. We're going to do it from the little guy on the top here.
These guys are pretty easy to pop off.
Hey, look at that.
I think the 3 works for them.
It does.
That was my follow-up. I think it's a 3. Because they're being conjured from that altar, they get to double the range. So they're usually set up with an 8, but now they're set up wholly within 16. And then they get to move around, and they have several. They're mostly anti-magical effects. So they... what do they do? If I roll an 8 to cast a spell, I think I forget it and take mortal wounds or something.
Yeah, it is pretty brutal what they can do here. But it's you subtract 2 from casting rolls for wizards with an 8 of them. If you roll an 8, you no longer know the spell, and you suffer d6 mortal wounds, but then they're removed.
Yes, that's the effect that removes them. Otherwise, I can't really interact with them. They are going to be floating around, costing me a -2 to cast, which can be a pain in my butt. It makes it also easier for you to unbind the magic.
Yes.
On top of all that, with the +1 you get from the terrain, the campaign effects. And we're going to keep this one where it is. They get to move at the end of in your hero phases, I believe, when they're set up and they move, and then they don't move until your next hero phase. And then if they pop off, they pop off. Otherwise, you still have one more prayer.
Yes, and I think that one we are going to go back with the Unholy Flames to try and get these guys to have +1 to their rend.
And this is from the Bloodthirster with the command trait of praying. He gets a reroll for the altar.
Thank goodness.
Yep.
There we go.
We got rend. That should be it, I guess.
That's her.
Then we are not going to forget the heroic action of mutation on him. That's the 3. That is a 5 board save.
So I'm going to put a 3 right beside that so we remember that.
Ain't bad. So what is the plan for movement here? What are you thinking?
Not a whole lot of surprises here. Mostly Bloodletter's moving up, Bloodletter's moving up, Bloodthirster moving up, Bloodthirster moving up, and then we'll bring these guys in on the side to take this objective from you, so we'll have 3.
Yep, should be easy enough to pull off there.
Yeah.
And exactly like we said, look, these guys, I didn't bother redeploying anywhere because we got our sacrificial lambs up there. So shove these guys up there. Bloodthirster took up a position behind them. This giant brick didn't really move too much. I didn't bother redeploying either. And then the Wrath of Insensate Rage moved up there. And then at the end of the moon phase, your reinforcements show up. We got these guys here. And then the Blood Crushers behind them. Again, more than 9 away from me, wholly within 6 of the battlefield edge over here. That does bring us to shooting. I don't know if I'm in... I think I'm in range of Hellfire Breath and stuff now, if you want to.
Nah, I'm going to leave it all to combat, because if 20 Bloodletters cannot kill 10 skeletons, I'm packing up at that point and just calling it a day.
Well, that's Soulblight's totally fine.
And then going to enjoy my room at the bunker. Come check it out.
We got rooms upstairs. If you're unaware, we got places to stay. If you're thinking about coming and you're like, I don't know where I want to go, we got rooms literally upstairs. You just walk up a set of stairs and that's it.
And it's also like much cheaper than a lot of hotels around here now.
It's true, yeah. They're all themed too. Well, they're all mostly 40k themed-ish, I suppose, technically. But always an option for anyone who's curious. That is it. We're going to go ahead and go to charging. All right, we're going to charge these 20 blood letters.
Bugga, bugga, bugga.
I don't got much blood to let, but I'll re-roll that one. There you go. Haha, same effect. It still works though. You get a +1, you get a 4-inch charge on them. Because the musician's really tooting his horn really good. I cannot wait to see what the rest of this game looks like. Your attack rolls, all this nonsense.
I just want to be in there and fight, and the dice are like, no
fighting today.
No fighting.
If anyone's curious, this is player turn 4 of 10, and we have yet to have any combat as we play both Kastelai and Blades of Khorne demons. Now, however, part of that is due to the fact that I'm too afraid to really commit to a fight. I like to play Soulblight defensively. I always like to countercharge if I can. But I got too many auras to worry about.
It's what they're good at. Like, they're good at taking the punch and then sitting there delivering it back at you.
Or at least trying to, in the best fashion they can. Yeah. Now, granted, this also heavily relies on me getting priority in the next round, which... That was a gamble I took earlier by not giving you the double turn earlier. So, who's next?
So next is going to be the other unit of blood letters here. Now this one I want to roll low for because of Soulblight being right there. 5, I'll take that one just because.
I might do some more ones. Now, Soulpike does count all the modifiers on it, or at least that's what it seems to say. So the musicians on the blood letters always add +1 to the charge. You can't not take the +1. So we're going to deal 4 mortal wounds to you.
Well, that's going to kill 2.
Oh, you got your ward save, the 6 up from Adapt or Die.
Oh, that's right.
You get a little bit of metal protecting you. The magics of the realm of metal are very protective in general. It
does!
I killed 1.5 blood letters. And then Soulpike technically doesn't really go away. I guess I'll just move it over here in case. Because they gave double turn. If they charge again, it might happen again. It goes away in my hero phase. Okay, and that's it for their charge. There's one guy kind of lingering. Is it a dead guy or is he just under a wing?
He was under a wing.
Yeah. Sometimes the Bloodthirsters, the canopy of the battlefield, it's hard to see the models underneath their wingspan.
That's happened twice this game so far. Once when setting up, I was like, man, there's only 29 of them here. Where's the other guy? Oh, he's behind the Bloodthirster.
Under the Bloodthirster wings. The greedy boys. Would you like to try some 9-inch charges over here or hold off over here?
You know what? I am going to try it with the flesh hounds because why not?
Bark, bark, bark. I don't think we can double check.
Ooh,
as I said that, I'm like, ooh, they don't get plus. I don't think they get +1 of their charge rolls. Then I thought, oh wait, no, they get +2. So I was kind of right. So they roll a 10. Not bad. So they end up. The rule is called unflagging hunters. I don't know what that means technically, but they get to add +2 to their charge rolls.
I wonder if it's like the old timey, like,
It's definitely
you're flagging and you're running like, oh, I'm so getting kind of tired.
I think
Stuff like
that's
that.
what it's supposed to. Like, I've never heard it used like in a long time though.
It is definitely like old
English,
timey Englishy stuff being used in there.
GW never does that.
No, that's what they get for being based out of Nottingham. They're like, look at that castle and all this cool forest and Robin Hood, yeah.
Let's spell demons this way. Monsters rampages, so we go right on to combat. And where would you like to start?
I'm going to start with the poppies. The poppies are going to go first.
All right, awesome.
So they're just going to pile in this. So touching.
As far as I recall, they have many attacks.
They do have many attacks.
I believe they are 4 attacks apiece.
4 attacks apiece.
Incoming 20 attacks.
So they're going to hit you on 3s and boot you on 4s. Get them, boys. All right. And now we need 4s.
Come on, skeletons. That's a damn good roll. 8 wounding hits won't kill the unit, so 5 up saves. I'll stop 1. And they got that ward save of 6 up, but they got a banner, which lets them reroll 1s. I'll just take the 2. 5 skeletons are run down by the dogs.
They just had a bone to pick with you, and they just wanted to chew on them.
Thank you for that. Let's lose these 5, I guess. Give me some room here to work with. All right, well, that's what we got left over there. I think I would like to try and do some damage to some of the bloodletters in the middle, I guess. So I'll pile in an attack with these guys. I do have to look at the rate. These guys are going to get Crimson Feast over here. That's the thing at the start of the combat phase. Vampires give to summonable units +1 to their attack profile.
Oh, yes.
I think it's only 12, so I think they're the only ones affected, as these guys are unsupported by vampires. That in mind, we're just going to go ahead with these guys. We're just going to pile them in to try and get all of them striking the enemy. They're only 1 attack each, and I won't have rend on their attacks because I do not outnumber the enemy. These are just cheap screens for today, folks. Cheap screens.
Cheap screams. Ah!
They're also cheap screams, technically.
I'm going to issue some all-out defense with them. So the less that are dying, the more will be there to take up wounds later.
I suppose that is fair. I also would like to all-out defense. I'm going to do it over here, probably. So I guess these guys are going to all-out attack. That'll be the plan for later anyways. So think it out loud. I got 5 hits and 3s to wound the bloodletters. Oh, not bad. 3 wounds, no rend. You should have a 4-up save with all-out defense.
4 up. Okay.
6 aboard.
6.
I slayeth that 1 bloodletter. That's 2 down. For that, we're going to go ahead and pile in these bloodletters. I'm going to preemptively all-out defense these skeletons. But they're champion, I suppose, technically. They've piled in, and they're 2-inch reach now, so they all get to fight in 2 ranks, which is nice. So it should be these 4 not in range, if I had to guess, at the end.
Yeah.
Be 33 attacks from bloodletters. I assume there's still 4s and 3s, rend 1 damage, but it was the 6 to hit or wound that are killing blows, essentially. So they're Bloodlords, so their abilities trigger on 5 up. So Bloodlords are like the Bloodletter build.
They're supposed to be the cavalry one. From my understanding, it goes bloodletters, cavalry, monsters kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember what the other one does. I've never actually played the other ones. I just liked bloodlords. I was like, oh, this is great. Look at you, go. The other one is hitting heroes on a +1. That's what it is.
Okay, fair. So 4s to hit, but 5s are good.
Choppy, choppy, boys. Yum, 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 yum.
So in the first half, we got 3 mortal wounds, and it's actually 3s to hit. I apologize, I kept saying 4s. I'm used to the old profile. 5 hits on top of it. So we go ahead and, that's 3 mortal wounds so far. Roll up the wounds here, I guess.
Yeah, at least those are on 3s as well.
Okay.
3 more.
3 saves at 5 up over here, and then we're going to do the rest of the attacks. There's 13 more to come. The other bit, 5s to hit. Oh, sorry, 3s to hit, but 5s are good.
Yeah.
8 mortals and 2 more wounds. So a total of 5 saves. Not bad, and 8 mortals afterwards. All right, so the 5 saves, we're going to go back to a 5 up because of all the defense. We make 1 of them, so that's 12 wards I got to make. I got to make 3 of these to live. So I'm going to make 1, and I got to make double 6 here. Not quite.
Oh.
Boom, wiped. That's a blood tithe point. They are annihilated. But that was, I guess, expected, to say the least.
It was a little shocking that first round of swinging. I was like, oh no, that's it's not good, boys.
The 13 afterwards made up for it, though.
Whew.
That is it for them. We're going to pile in with these skeletons and attack. They're going to get issued all-out attack, I guess, to strike at some of the doggos here to try to save some face. Let's go.
+1 to their. They get +1 attack, don't they, for their vampire?
Oh, you're right. Yes, double this. It's going to be, thank you. It's going to be 11 attacks. 3s to hit the dogs. Oh, well, my all-out attack did zilch for me, but overall, good roll. 3s to wound. Perfect. There you go. 7 wounds. Take
Nice.
that. Don't get the extra rend because you killed 1 model too many. 5 ups.
5 ups!
I kill. Are they 2 wounds each?
They are 2 wounds a pup.
Eat that, pups. I kill 2. That's
No!
it. Boom. Now I get rend against them. Heck yeah, let's go. That's it for here. We got this to resolve. I would just pull them, but we haven't rolled that many dice yet, so let's see what you got.
Okay.
I don't have
A lot.
I got nothing there for them. They're essentially dead. It's gonna be 20 in. So here's the first half. 3s to hit. Whee! 5s are good because of Bloodlords. We have 6 more wounds so far, and then followed up with a few saves. 6 of them, then we're gonna do that again. And round 2.
Yeah!
5 ups are off with my heads. I mean, they're not really that valuable. I guess they're already. Do you think it's better for Khorne if they're already devoid of flesh? So it's just a skull right away. It skips the whole process of defleshing it.
Pretty much. I mean, Khorne is all about expediency at this point. So
Nice. That was a spicy roll. Was this part of it?
that was part of it.
Oh gosh, that many more mortal wounds. And then, yeah, they're all.
Oh my God.
Too. Okay. Mortal wounds alone are 14. I'm just gonna roll those.
That's fair.
7 twice. The first half, so that's 1 ward and a reroll. And 2 wards. That's dead, no matter even with the reroll. They're all dead. This is Blood Tithe point number 2.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. And quite a bit accomplished for the spooky turn for you guys as well. We do have some battle shocks to resolve, though. We got some battle shocks to do. You yourself, you can't lose anyone, but you could get a model back on a 1.
Let's try and get it back. Woo!
That's a 6.
That's the opposite.
Not quite. I'm going to inspire my skeletons, because I don't think you stop me from doing that.
I do not.
And the dogs can't lose or gain anything, right?
Correct, because they have a 10 bravery, so.
Yeah, brave 10 there. So we're good to go. That is, they're too far away from my 1 vampire over here. His artifactifier only affects summonable stuff, so we're not going to worry about that. We've lost 2 of our skeleton units, which means we might be able to get some of them back in the next movement phases coming up. We'll get only 5, though, because we didn't invest too much in our summonable. Went more, we'll see if the Blood Knights can just brute force their way through this. And as for scoring, you got 2 points for your battle tactic.
Hooray.
And you have 3 of the objectives on the table. So that is going to be 5 points for you, bringing you to 6. As we go to the 3rd turn of the game, we got a very critical priority roll. So I set myself up to win this priority roll and try and hit you back hard. But we all know that is out of my control in a degree. But I do win tie, so it skews in my favor a little bit. The dice are going to decree that I roll a 5.
Oh, he shall go! Okay. Oh no, he's knocking stuff over.
Everything's being knocked over. We got a 5 to the 1 if I didn't show that. So here's my 5. Dice were a little skewed, but we get to keep going with the plan at hand. And we are going to unleash the martial might of the Kastelai and see what we can accomplish. Okay, on to battle round 3. Currently, I'm up by 4 points. Not too bad. If I can just keep a 5-point game going, we'll have ourselves a pretty interesting position. And you got 2 Blood Tithe points yourself. Would you like to... It's the end of the hero phase to do things, right?
Correct. Unless there's some of the ones where like stop a spell from being cast.
That's right, yeah. Okay, well, let's see where we end up going. Well, you're at 3 to my 2, that's right. Oh wait, what realm? We're in the realm of metal, and you currently control it as chaos, so technically you would be at 4, because you would have had another one from last turn. I forgot to mention that earlier. If you're fighting in the realm that your faction controls the stronghold in, you always get an extra command point in your hero phase. It just means you would have had one from last turn, which would carry over still.
I've had
nothing in range for the Arcane Bolt, so that falls off. And so does the mutation and all that fun stuff. So we got to pick a battle tactic. I think I would like to conquer. I don't know if that's quite feasible though. So I wonder if I go for the Grasping Dead and try and brute force my way through the middle here. Grasping Dead's a cool one for Soulblight. That these guys are within 3 of an enemy. If they remain within 3 of the enemy at the end of this turn, then I get to I get my battle tactics complete. The trick is to not kill them, though.
Ooh.
That's the thing. So hopefully, I'm going to get D3 plus 1 back because of the gravesite. I killed 2 last time. I just don't want to kill more than that. Is the goal.
Okay, you're gonna get Ren this turn too because you don't remember
I know,
me.
so I gotta be careful. As long as I don't give him Crimson Feast, I should be okay. That in mind, we are gonna try and do the Grasping Dead. I don't think I'm gonna lose all my skeletons there, so I should be okay. Trying to go through my harder Soulblight ones, and then I can focus on easier ones later on in the game when the dust settles a wee bit. As for heroic actions, I'm gonna go Master of Retaliation on the Vampire Lord here, on the Zombie Dragon, the Ancient Vampire Lord. I like to call him Ancient just because he's the general. Feels fitting. We're going to put Adapter, we're going to go jump ahead a little bit and Adapter die this unit again of Blood Knights, just keep it on them. Would you like to keep the 6 support save on these guys?
Yes, I believe that keeping it on the big guys is going to be the right call here.
That Soul Pike goes away, as does this Mystic Shield. Gonna go ahead and rally these guys because they're missing, what, 2 dudes?
2 dudes, like it's not much, but like I have such an abundance of command points, I don't feel like I'll get through. Actually, you know what? No, that could be a mistake. That could be a mistake.
Okay, fair. For my heroic actions, I'm going to go ahead and, let myself go to the Rumble Metal and mutate accordingly and gain 5 up ward save. That's not bad on him either. I can definitely work with a 5 up ward save on a Vampire Lord on a Zombie Dragon. And his other action, because it's my turn, leadership's kind of tempting-ish. I don't really need much else, I guess, technically. So I'll go with leadership. Okay, there we got that too. What you would like?
Gonna go for another unbind on this. On
Willpower works.
Yes, that's the word.
Willpower works. Okay, you don't want to rally, eh? No rally?
Nah.
Okay.
I just have to remind myself that I can do it in the other person's phase, because that is just something I never really think about it, and it's like, oh yeah.
It's really, really powerful going second in the battle rounds, because you can actively try and gamble and retreat from a combat, and then you get priority and rally and charge right back in with a super juiced up unit.
Yeah.
I like to do that quite a bit if I can, but it doesn't always line up. For the rest of my hero phase, we're going to go enact Deathly Invocations over here. I'm going to pick this unit. They get D3 wounds worth of models back, and then this always returns 1 model. So it's D3 plus 1.
Hey!
4 skeletons. We're back to nearly full. They're going to reinforce that, and I got some spells to do. Not that I really want to. These skulls are rather ominous. This guy is kind of safe to cast magic. He's outside of 8, I believe. He's going to start this off with the Mystic Shield targeting the big guy. 5?
-2, because those hexagores.
Is it 8-inch range or more?
8-inch range.
This is the one cast.
Oh, over there. Sorry, I was looking at, checking something out.
But I only got a 5, which means you can stop it, and you get +1 to unbinding. So this is a pretty easy thing to stop all the same.
Stop him.
Unless, you got it. All right, so that is no Mystic Shield from him. We go to this guy. I'm going to risk a Soul Pike. He is within 8, so it's -2 to cast this. Okay, never mind. He's going to fail that regardless. So he doesn't have to worry about that. Then we got the big guy. No Mystic Shield. None of that stuff. Let me look at Final Transmutation. I haven't really needed to cast it until now, I guess. Nothing in range of Transmutation of Lead. It does have the move characteristic of these guys here, but I don't think it's... The better effect is the rerolling hit rolls against heavily armored opponents, but the Bloodthirsters are the only viable targets for that, and they're too far away. Well, I mean, I guess those guys probably have a 4-up over there, but they're also too far.
Yeah.
His Vial Transference isn't going to do much. He could Arcane Bolt, I guess. He's got Curse of Sanguination as well, but that's not going to do much. Technically, I'd probably get a little bit more out of an Arcane Bolt. So I guess we'll just do a Bolt. Oh, got it with a 10. -2, so it's only an 8.
Well, we'll try it with the dogs. Maybe the dogs will be able to stop it here. Go dogs!
They do. All right, don't have to worry about magic whatsoever. Khorne popping off here with their anti-magic nonsense. I think we're good to go to movement. We're definitely going to bring in my Blood Knights this turn as well, because I kind of have to. Before I go to movement, we're going to use 1 point. Use only one. Do 1 Murderlust, or we want to try 2 units to do it?
Let's do 1 Murderlust, because I feel if these guys do well and they go pull forward, that allows you to come charging into the vampire or the vampire into the Bloodthirster. I don't want that to happen.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and Murderlust over here.
Oh, these ones here.
Oh, they want to do it. Gotcha.
Woo!
They're going to get a 1 on the Murderlust. Murderlust recently eroded to being... You don't get to pick 3 units for 1 Blood Tithe point anymore. It's up to 3 units for up to 3 Blood Tithe points, which is a absolutely justified change.
Oh, yeah.
Murderlust was bonkers over the top. And anyone who disagrees with me is probably a Blades of Khorne player that doesn't play other armies. Leave me with 1 Blood Tithe point, then my movement phase. Well, I'm definitely going to keep these guys over there because in my battle tactic, I do have to try and wrestle for some control of these objectives, but I think I got to leave this one alone because if I kill them, then I'm giving up my battle tactic. The moves, we had our Vampire Lord creep up, then the Blood Knights are creeping up. I had to make room for my Vampire Lord to get in because the Hex Scourger Skulls were stopping his maneuverability, so these Blood Knights shifted out of his way over to here. None of my Blood Knights were in range to do the little cheeky, I walk over you a little bit and do some more wounds. Riders of Ruin is the name of that rule. I have yet to move these. I've moved this Vampire Lord, the Ancient Vampire Lord, right there in the middle, and now Kyle would like to redeploy the guys in the middle.
Well, let's get out of there.
3!
Well, it's better than nothing.
3-inch move, all right. They've redeployed, they've formed a new line, trying to keep it kind of cluttered over here to make this charge a little unwieldy, and then making his charge technically a little more difficult. Now it's a 6-inch charge instead of a 3-inch charge. Hopefully he makes it. We'll see. And then I have these models to move over here. We're gonna put a lot of pressure on these guys still, I believe, is the plan of attack. That's about it. We creep up that Vampire Lord. Everything's good and happy and moving forward. I guess I'll do Pestilential Breath, because that's I gotta bring my other Blood Knights on. Almost forgot. Let's go ahead with a Pestilential Breath against this target right here. D6 shots. 3. I'll take it. 3's to hit, 3's to wound, run 1, 3 damage each. Whoa! Oh!
Yeah.
2 wounds, rend 1.
Blah!
Oh!
1.
Fail once. That's 3 damage. It does kill 1. They have a 6 aboard though.
They do have 6.
The Realm of Metal protects them. No, 1.5 dead. Eat that. Bloodletter filth. We're gonna take one on the far right there, and then take a wound there, and we're gonna go ahead and charge.
Let's get it on.
Thank you. We were just awesome. Come on, man. Oh, where'd my blood knights go? I didn't put them on the table. We got distracted. Kyle said he wanted to get water. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's go get water. Then we started talking about Marvin Gaye's song, "Let's Get It On." I don't know why.
It's okay, because
There's more jokes. Thinking out loud right now. Come on, man. Okay. Technically, before I do that damage, those Blood Knights show up over there. More than 9 away from there. More than 9 away from there. Wholly within 6 of the edge. You think you're ambushing me? No, I'm ambushing you. We're gonna go. We're gonna start charging with them. Okay, technically, this guy needs to get in first. I'm gonna charge him first. I need the reroll on him if he fails.
Well, that's definitely not a fail.
10 will do it. I'm gonna charge right on in the middle there. Then I'm gonna go with that Vampire Lord. He's gonna try and get in there a little bit. 9. Stop rolling 9s, Luca. We need 9s. Let's have you.
Our friends.
We'll go right there. These Blood Knights are up next. They're gonna charge 7. Awesome. Love to see a 7. How they're gonna charge in now? They do get Riders of Ruin on the charge. So on a 2 up, because I passed over the unit, they get trampled underfoot. 3 times actually. 6 aboard because the Realm of Metal.
It passes 1.
1 dead. So far, you saved a Bloodletter's life.
There.
That works for me. And then we are gonna go. Let's do these guys charging first. They're gonna go 7 as well. And land like that will trigger Riders of Ruin and deal 2 more wounds to them. They do just die though.
Oh, that's right.
They don't get the fancy metal protection.
Oh no!
That Vampire Lord is gonna declare a charge. That's a 7. That actually might be a fail. Have him enter the fray there. These Blood Knights are going to declare a charge next. 10. Well, a pretty nasty charge. Riders of Ruin can trigger off a different unit, so I'm going to use that to... I'm going to head him this direction, I think, but I'm going to have this guy go 10, come back that way, and then the rest are going to come over this way. So I'll hit them both with Riders of Ruin. Exactly like that. That's the guy who ran over them and then came back over here to keep coherency. Technically, one of these models moves first, rides over them, then he moves later. If you want to get technical with it, that unit over there on a 2-up is going to suffer 2 more wounds. They do have a 6 aboard though from the protection of metal. We got a dead Bloodletter, and then these ones over here suffer 3 more wounds. I kill 1.5 of their Bloodletters.
Let's take out this guy and put a wound on.
Bad. Now these guys need a 9. They're gonna fail. I will use forward to victory. They fail. Okay, so we don't get that extra unit of Bloodletters in. I rolled a lot of 10 pluses there, so sadly never really got around to them. That'll be one of my base ones. So we were supposed to unleash hell on these guys here when they charge in. Just kind of forgot to mention that. Which one wants to unleash hell?
It is going to have to be the Wrath one, because he's the only one with actual range stuff.
Yeah.
So he's Hellfire Breath is going to be 5 attacks because there's 5 models. Blah. Well, he hit you 4 times. Ooh, that's good. He needs 3 to wound you. There's 4 wounds at -1 rend.
Sorry, brain fart. Unleash hell is only 6-inch range. We're not quite. The weapons themselves are 8, but I forgot that you have to be within 6 or unleash hell. So not quite there on the charge. Which is good because flail is a 6 damage flail apparently. So I would not want to tempt that. I'll just suffer that on your turn coming up.
Ooh, yeah, you coming for you.
I don't love that. Okay, so I gotta do a monster's rampage. Now the Kastelai have unique ones to use on their characters or their dragons or their monsters. Oh, battle craze. So the vampire, I guess, gets the zombie dragon into a crazed state of battle. It's that or roar. Roar would be really tempting here too, but I don't like that roar's on a 3-up in this case where battle craze is automatic. Battle craze gives the modder +1 to wound to all of his attacks. Makes his damage a little more consistent here. Hypothetically, if I was to roar, it would have failed. Okay, love to see that.
Justification.
Now, exactly. So we are going to battle craze here, and we are done. I don't think I want to fight with him first, though. The vampire lords,
Really?
He heals when he deals damage. So if you hit him first, he can mitigate some of the damage you deal.
He can only go up to 6 wounds. Do I potentially do more than 6 wounds?
You could, but it's like hypothetically, it's one of those like you could. If I fight first and heal nothing, and you do like 8 damage to me, I'd rather fight after you do the 8 damage than heal 6 wounds back, making only 2 damage suffered.
How interesting.
So I'm going to gamble on that one a little bit.
All right, all right.
I am, however, going to attack first, almost assuredly over here. And I'm not going to bother doing Crimson Feast. I don't want to buff those skeletons up. They got to not kill those dogs.
Ooh, do you get your last skeleton back?
Oh, yes. He's missing one model. He's not. No, he's too damaged to come back. That's a mechanic skeleton staff at the start of the combat phase. You roll for all the models missing. Every 4 you get to add a slain model back to the unit, which is amazing for skeletons.
Oh, man, big blocks of 30?
It is.
Very good.
Real good. I am going to fight first. I don't like the idea of these guys fighting and knocking them out of range to attack, but then these guys can just pile over there and attack anyways. But I think all the same, I want to go with these guys first. Now we're just going to pile in to get them all within range to attack. And we're going to see what we can do here. I think I will all-out attack here to try and do some damage. Would you like to all-out defense or just eat it?
All out defense. All out defense.
I will use the free heroic action, the leadership from my vampire lord, to issue this one. He can do it for free.
He can do this for free, so I might as well throw it there, because once per turn.
Yeah, the Wrath of Khorne. Not the Wrath of Khorne, though.
He is the Marshal of Khorne's Legion.
Excellent. 1 per player turn, free command abilities. 3s to hit normally, but with all that attack, it's 2s. Ooh! Spicy. We got 2 misses there. 3s to wound with their Templar lances, and I'll drop die. We roll that one. Boom, boom, boom. This is usually where they kind of buckle on me, but this is probably the first time in years Blood Knights have actually rolled well on a wound roll for me. So that is 5, 10 saves at Ren 2.
Nice.
So 6 ups with all of defense. Saves, let's see if their scaly skin protects them.
6 up!
Every 6 you roll is big.
That was good. That was very good.
Because that is 2 damage each otherwise.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dead.
7 dead. And then I got to do the horses as well.
Yes.
This is the hopes. Normally 4s and 4s with 3s. And 4s to wound. Okay, not bad. 4 wounds at 4 up because no rend. Every 2 fails is another dead bloodletter. I killed 1 more bloodletter.
Oh no!
1 more is trampled under hoof. And that is, that's it for my attack. I can't ping off attacks elsewhere. I was going to say something else too. If anyone's curious, the Kastelai, their whole thing is, and I kind of forgot to bring a unit in from reserve, but I didn't want to anyways. I wanted to hold off on that roll. I don't know if I can choose not to or not. I'll double check later. That's the Endless Legion rule. Now, Kastelai is, at the end of the combat phase, every unit of vampires that killed something get a permanent bonus. And his is, if another unit gets that bonus, he also gets that bonus. But you can only ever benefit from each of the bonuses once in the game. Killing a bloodletter is +1 to move characteristic. That's it. Or killing a unit like a bloodletter, wounds characteristic of 2 or less is +1 to your move.
Isn't that just like corporate vampires there? Just taking all the all the hard work of all the blood knights and claiming responsibility for it.
I get everything you get for free. Come on. How? It's not a fair argument. He's been hardworking his whole life. He deserves it.
Does he though? Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. He's got the shiny dragon. They've got the horses. I mean, I'm not saying they should stab him in the back, but
they could.
Join Khorne. We're great.
How about join Khorne? They're gonna try and beat up my vampire lord and do some damage to him. They could spike rather high.
Oh no! Come back here.
Currently being surrounded by bloodletters, but this is the old vampire lord trick. He's just hoping to brute force his way through this, as all vampire lords on zombie dragons do. No tactics, only brute force with overpowered stats to try and stay alive. He is going to definitely issue all-out defense to himself.
They're going to call all-out attack.
Okay, I have to change up one thing. These guys all-out attack to themselves with my base command point, and he all-out defenses himself with the free one, because he can't issue the free one and then issue it again to himself.
That's fair.
Technically, I guess they could just issue I can't remember if champions can issue to other people or themselves, but that's a simple fix to make it all the same state there.
Yeah, it all works.
All right, so we have lots attacking him, and it looks like 4 not.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, 20.
20 into him. One's the champion, so it's 41 attacks with better rend.
Good lord.
And then 8 attacks wherever you want to put over here.
Cool.
Into the character or just in the Blood Knights?
Throw it into the Blood Knights.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It's only on the charge you get the +1. Oh! Yeah. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit more confident about this, but slightly.
All right, so they only get 6s. They need 2s to hit you because I'm going to all-out defense, but 6s do there. Okay, so that's good.
You're all-out attacking, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
there.
the word.
I got 1 more to wound, and everything hits. And 3s to wound.
3s. Okay.
Not bad.
That's 4.
These are Rend 2, so it's going to carve through my armor a little bit here. I got a 5 up to protect. What do I do? Oh, like the Rend 2 mattered. Look at that guy. Look there.
That go.
So there was that, and then there's a third mortal wound. There was a mortal wound, right?
Yes.
So I got 3 ward rolls on them. I got to make 1. Oh, okay. We're good. We take a damage. All right, so 1 wound left. Oh, sorry. This guy suffers. One's got 2 left. Now, these are, I said 41 attacks in the Vampire Lord?
41 attacks.
This is me being bold.
Hitting on 2, 6s are mortals. First half.
All right, we're looking at 1s are misses and 6s are good. So we got 4 mortal wounds. These all hit. Now I am -1 to wound because of my brick of the Crimson Keep, but you do have Inspired available to you.
Then I am definitely taking advantage of that.
All right, so back to 3s then.
Back to 3s.
All right, got some fails. The Shard protects. The Shard protects. So we got 5, 6, 7 saves and 4 mortals. Our 7 saves, 4 mortal wounds, and we're gonna do the second volley of attacks. Feeling confident. 2s to hit.
Chop them down, boys.
Don't roll 56. Okay, there's some more mortals. It looks like another 4. Then 3s to wound because of the Shard. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not loving it. It's gonna be 17 saves, and then that many mortal wounds. I'm feeling a little too bold here. Here's my armor saves. He's got a 2 up because of all the defense, and these are Rend 2 because of the prayer that's off on him. I knew the Rend was there. I kind of forgot about the Inspired. I went in thinking he would be wounding me on 4s. So let's hope that if he does die, his sacrifice is not in vain.
Vain glory.
4s. Okay, that's not a good roll. But hey, if he doesn't want to live, he's not gonna. If he doesn't want to roll his saves, he's gonna die, and that's how it works. So he's probably dead. I have to crank a lot of 5 up mortal wounds, 5 up wards.
No, you still have a lot of wounds.
He's got 16 in total. What do we got here? 6, 10, 16. So I got to make 5. I have to make 5.
You're totally gonna do that.
I can
totally
make
gonna
5. I can do that. 5 ups here.
Yep.
Yeah, we got. He lives barely. So we got. There's our 6.
Oh, so close.
He's got 2 wounds left. I'm hoping that gamble will give me a lot of hit elsewhere now, because now they can't fight twice, right?
They cannot, no.
So I can fight again over here to alleviate the pressure here.
Yep.
He's got 2 wounds remaining. And then he does mortal wounds at the end of the phase because he took wounds this phase because of his heroic action. I should have at the finest hour, but that was a little suspect. Whew, okay, I'm feeling a little justified. Still a little shaky, but we're okay. We're gonna be okay. So that unit fought. This unit's gonna pile in a fight now. Pile in this one guy. The banner is where it separates. This one guy can't reach. So this will be no bonuses. Just hopefully rolling well.
Yes.
These are 3s to hit. And they miss a few of the shots, the attacks. 3s to wound. I'm not gonna use I think I'm gonna use my Inspired on these guys coming up. Oh, didn't really need it. Nice, good roll, guys. 5. So 6 saves that are currently all out defense. So 6 ups.
6s.
That's
oh
big.
My goodness.
So that's 3 dead, and then we got horsies and horsies. 4s and 4s. 1 more save. 4 up. Okay,
He's good.
Good. Excellent. So we put a lot of pressure on these guys. We still have the Vampire Lord to attack with, I guess. That's it from my attacks here. Put a little bit more pressure on them. They can still attack, and so can the dogs.
I think you've got enough attacks and people to attack with that there's no sense in holding off with them, because I don't think I'll be able to wipe that squad up. That's just not going to happen.
The only thing I would suggest is before this vampire goes to kill off a couple more bloodletters to swing with these guys.
Yeah, they're going to try and kill your vampire too, because that's one less thing that you can hit me with.
There's not much I can do to protect him other than hopefully roll well. And you got good reach. Everything can hit him but that one guy, maybe?
Yeah.
It's going to be 13 attacks on the Vampire Lord and then 1 attacking the Blood Knights right beside him.
Yeah.
Let's do the one guy in his own first. It'll be 2 attacks.
2 attacks.
Please. Okay.
Nothing.
And into the Vampire Lord. Please live, Mr. Vampire Lord.
No mortals.
Okay, it's not a bad start. All right, these are 3s to wound as well. Ooh, that's not a bad roll. 7 wounding hits on the Vampire Lord. These are 3 ups normally, so 4 ups. Yeah,
Hey, there we go.
He does have a ward. Protect. Nah, he takes 3. He's got 2 left. 2 remaining wounds on him. Just had to move that guy out of the way a little bit there. I will go with the skeletons, I guess. I'm not going to bother piling them in because I just want a few to attack with. What are the odds of me? They got 6 wounds left there. I don't want to be greedy. I'll attack with what I got. All right, that's what I'll do. I'll attack with all of them. Why not? They're all pretty much in range anyways from where they were. So it's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 attacks because of the champion. I did not blood feast them. Only 10 attacks. 4s and 3s with a Ren. So it's going to be 5 hits. Oh, jeez. That could kill him.
You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
I'm gonna keep a couple of those. I'm gonna keep one of those guys back. 'Cause I know one wasn't a ratio attack, so it's gonna be 1 less attack. 4s to hit. Oh, thank God. There we go. 3 at Ren 1. 6s. I just wanted to kill like a dog. Or
You
2.
kill a dog.
I got it. There we go. Excellent. Can anybody out there tell me what other army doesn't want to kill things with their units, you know? This works out. You get to attack with the dogs, and that should summarize your combat phase, and I got a couple other things to attack with.
That's it.
Here are their attacks. 3s to hit.
Ah!
Start. 4s to wound. I have no way to make them immune to battle shock, so...
Well, you only got 4 wounds
saves.
there.
5. 6. 2 die.
There we go.
Reminds me of Eminem. All right, well, that will bring us to the rest of me fighting. Well, I'm just going to get this guy out of the way because that's the last element over here to fight with. So he's going to try and clay through them with his great weapon. Doesn't actually get a great weapon, but it'd be kind of cool if he did. Has 5 attacks with his ancestral weapon. 3s to hit. Ooh, that's a real good vampire. 3s to wound. Oh, 3 wounds. Ren 1, we have a 5 up because of defense.
Wee! Oh, I feel them all.
That's 6 damage.
Awkward.
He just cleaves through 3 of them on his own.
And he gets to heal himself back up.
He heals the amount of wounds he just dealt. Back up to full.
So I gotta kill this guy. So then I'm gonna kill this one and then this one over here.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna proceed with this nonsense. These Blood Knights are gonna... I'll have the Vampire Lord go first, I guess. Why not? Also the same profile. Look at that. Just ready to go. Ready to roll up. 2 at Ren 1, so 6 ups.
6s!
You have a ward though. These ones have the protection of Shaman.
That's right. Shaman!
The protection of Mr. All right, kills 2. All right, he can't heal.
We'll kill this one and this one.
Fine. And then I'll go with the Blood Knights. Now, this guy's not going to be able to attack, but I could probably finagle this guy to get in there. Get me 4 in attacking. I'm going to use Inspired on them now, just so I don't forget it for later. 3s to hit. Better on an all-out attack target, but whatever. We're going to hit. We're for sure going to hit. All right, let's go, vampires. Roll 3s. Hey, thank you for rolling 3s. I love you guys. 2s to wound.
1s.
Don't curse me like that. Don't put that.
It worked.
It did work. Unfortunately, these are all Ren 2, so it goes right to your ward saves. That is 18 damage.
Oh.
I'm just going to get the horsies out of the way. Oh, gosh. Then the horses are on 4s. Here's
Of course.
Horses, of courses. And then 3s, two more saves at 5 up. And then you make them. All right, so it's just the 18 ward saves from the protection of metal. All right, well damn.
Whee!
I see 3. 4.
Oh, look at that.
That's only 4. That's only 7 dead blood letters.
Only.
Hey, before they were only 1 wound each. Remember that? You remember those times? 4. That guy will heal a wound.
5, 6.
Oh boy.
7. There we go.
All right. Well, we still got a lot of blood letters to chew through. So we got the big guy, the last guy to go.
Morale.
Are you desperately hoping to roll one on the morale? I can see it. Well, you can inspire these guys at least. Yeah. These guys, if that the Vampire Lord will live. But 1 in 6 chance to keep those blood letters alive. All right, so we're gonna start with the Death Lance. He hits 3 times.
Uh-oh.
He does get +1 wound for his Monstrous Rampage. That's
Uh-oh.
the Kastelai one, so 2s.
Oh no!
That is 9 damage so far, because the Ren 3.
Yep.
The Snapping Maw has 3 attacks on 4s. Ooh. These are 2s to wound. That's 2 more wound. Change that from D6 to flat 3, which is, in a way, I prefer.
Yeah.
And then we have those Sword-like Claws are 7 normally, but down to 4 because he's very crippled. So his movement and his... Only 2 things deteriorate on the Zombie Dragon, weirdly enough. I guess it's undead, so it can only really hurt it so much. Anyways, that's my own narrative being made up there. It's a single hit from the Sword-like Claw into a single wound. I think it's only Ren 1, though.
But it goes through.
And I believe it's 2 damage. So another 2 on top of it. We've done quite a bit of damage there, and we're about to see some ward saves. Does the Realm of Metal protect them a lot?
I really hope so. Save 1 at least.
1 wound, eh? Well, saves that 1 guy. Set to 2. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 further blood letters go down. All right, well, that's going to let him heal 6 wounds, so he's going to go back up to 8.
6. Oh, jeez.
Really bad model for that.
I'm also just naturally clumsy.
Me too. 8 wounds remaining. Now, they capped his hunger at 6. which is still ludicrous in my opinion, but it is what it is. We did some damage there. I believe I had to double check one thing for Endless Legion. I want to make sure I don't have to do it. Excellent. I can pick one that was destroyed, so I won't worry about it now. Worry about it more on Kyle's turns coming up. Right, so we're done fighting at the end because he took damage in this phase. On a 2-up, he does D3 more wounds to everyone nearby. Okay, well, the heroic action
there we go.
didn't matter at all. Awesome. That is Master Retaliator. Battle Shock. What do you? I don't have any to do, so I lost 2 guys. I don't have to worry about it over there. And his artifact's too far away to heal them, so I don't have to worry about that either. However, our friend Kyle has to do. I assume you want to inspire them.
Yes, because they're the unit that can at least live throughout this.
The Zombie Dragon. Yeah, the Zombie Dragon has a rule called Terror. You cannot use Inspiring Presence nearby him. On a 1, you're amazing. Come on, see a 1.
How about a 5? They're all gone.
They disappear back into the warp, which is not in the best interest of this game. Let me tell you. So,
Is it a blood tithe at least?
it's a blood. That is, they do count as being slain. That is a blood tithe point.
Yeah.
So you're at 2 again, and we are going to score our battle tactic because we got the Grasping Dead. We control 1 objective, 2 objectives more than Khorne. So that's another 5-point turn, and that was a hell of a hit.
That's a big turn.
All right, this is turn 3, Blades of Khorne.
Boop.
2.
Down to 2.
You had 4. You get 2 this turn.
What do I get?
Because you have Realm of Metal. Chaos owns the capital in this realm, so you always get 1 on your turn.
Oh, I was down to 1 command point.
Oh, so you got 3 then.
Yeah.
Okay, well 3 works still. 3 works. Lots of things to consider. Do you want to try and go for the war? I could. Finest Hour, my guy, giving him a pretty respectable save.
Yes, that could be problematic here.
Yeah.
But if I don't kill him this turn, he's going to try and heal himself again. So I am definitely going to try and kill him this turn.
So I would like to normally go for recovery, but Finest Hour is going to mitigate way more damage than recovery would. The only problem is, got a lot of pressure on this side over here with all the Blood Knights I have. So we'll see where that goes. So the plan is to take the basic, but then again, you also get the grand strategy to kill him, so that's kind of a big deal. The goal is to slay the Warlord, the basic battle tactic here. I was always gonna Finest Hour him anyway, so we'll continue with that as our plan. And he's got the mutation on him still for a 5 aboard save, which came in clutch last time. So hopefully comes in big this time again.
I will also Finest Hour this guy right here.
+1 to wound him.
Yep.
+1 to save. Where would you like to get your mutation? Could be him or the other guy, I guess up to you.
I think I'm going to go with the other guy, just because he's already got +1 to his save, +1 to wound. It won't benefit him, but it will benefit him.
Alrighty. That is the 3rd one, which is 5 aboard.
There we go.
There we go, works for me. And then Adapt or Die, you can put a 5 aboard on him, or on them, up to you.
Ooh, I'm going to put it on him.
Alright, so he's got a 5 aboard, he's got a 5 aboard, he's got +1 to hit, +1 to wound. Or sorry, +1 to wound, +1 save. I am going to keep, my Adapt or Die, he's already got a 5 aboard. Where the heck else would I like a 5 aboard? I mean, I don't know. I don't think it really matters. It's a little arbitrary, I believe. So we're gonna go over here. Why not? It's prayer time. What are we thinking?
He thinks we're going to unholy flames him.
Yep.
Let's try that. Unholy flames.
Got it. Extra
Boom.
rend. That's big. That's big. I like it.
And he going to bronze flash him.
Yes. Boom.
Yeah.
Some of them are 3, some are 4. Is that a 3?
That's double. Oh.
And all right, so he also has +1 to his save. He's got +1 to his save. He's got +1 to his save. Everyone gets. I got +1 to my save.
Everyone's getting +1s here.
Everyone's getting +1s. I think that is, I guess, essentially it, right? Do you have anything else to do?
Just murder stuff.
Do you want to do anything with your blood tithe? You got 2 blood tithe points right now.
Yeah, I think we're good so far.
Okay. Well, let's bring on the moves. At the end of your move phase, I'm going to bring on a unit. I'm going to try to bring on a unit, and I'm going to try and remember. These blood letters are getting out of dodge. Bye-bye.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no. And up there, here comes this guy. I don't want to redeploy because I only got 1 command point. So I need it for all-out defense, sadly enough. Oh, but he could roar at me. Oh, gosh. You're definitely going to roar at me.
Am I, though? Am I going to roar at you?
Do I bank this all in a 3-up or try and redeploy far? Why is life so hard? So in the hero phase, these guys are going to move there, and then they're going to move around him. So I can't really redeploy.
Because you ain't going nowhere.
Ain't going nowhere because we're going to manipulate invocations and then the spells to prevent my movement. We're going to probably just... hopefully you don't get a roar then. I guess that's my best bet. And then we got the Blood Crushers coming up.
Hello, friends.
Hello, friends. And then I guess that's it. I'm gonna see if my guys show up on a 4-up. Who's skeletons? We got it. Gonna pop up from that grave site. Over there, 5 skeletons, more than 9 away from the Blood Crushers. So we can kind of creep up onto this objective and have some pressure if we need it.
Oh, I should disengage this guy. He should come out here. Woo!
Boop. All right, he's gonna pop out. Yeah, he's out of there. He's disembarking from that. Absolutely. Shooting.
We're gonna whip a flail at your face.
Well, I'm gonna hope for the best.
Hit
Canyon arrow. Hits.
Oh! 3 lanes wide, canyon arrow.
3 lanes wide. What's the rend? 1?
1.
Oh, don't roll back. We're good. We do have do you want Hellfire Breath elsewhere or just into him? It's only good against larger units.
Yeah.
It's 1 attack per model in the unit up to like a certain amount.
Your vampire's already healed himself up from murder and stuff.
As they do.
I was gonna breath him.
Breath this guy?
Yeah.
Just to get the day. I think that's the right call. Just that extra. That's a miss. It didn't matter. All right. Does this guy have a Hellfire Breath or is it only him?
Only him. But he's got a bad bark.
He does have a bad bark. Roar.
Roar!
Hit.
Hits ya. Doesn't, would you?
No. All right. Well, we're good then. Charging.
Good job, Khorne. Good job. Charge Lissimo.
This one. Boop, he's
Oh,
good.
he made it. Yeah.
8 Khorne wants it. Yeah, there we go. Do you want to stay outside of 3 of them or bring them in? I think you're gonna have to engage one of the 2, but we'll see. Oh, maybe not. You might not have to actually. Yeah, I was coming in. Welcome.
This guy.
Next guy.
Ah!
Good enough. Boop.
Oh, he's
Khorne
also
wants
an
it.
idiot.
Oh god, I'm done for sure. Done for sure. He's going. Well, okay, this is very advanced maneuvers. I'm surrounded. I don't like it. That's it. I get. Oh nope.
Oh, no, this guy.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes 7.
That's probably not it. Because it's not Khorne's number.
He does make the charge if he properly disembarks from the skull altar.
Luca was nice. He's like, it's 6, Kyle. I'm like, it's not 3? No, it's 6, Kyle.
Is it 3 or 6? I can't remember now. Now you're making me second guess it. Keep knocking over the trees of my skeletons. Look at this nonsense. Thank you for fixing my models. And yes, disembarking from a garrison is wholly within 6 because it counts as your move because you can't move afterwards.
Forgot about that part.
That's okay. You make a charge. You got character on character. I love that. We got Blood Crushers declaring a charge.
They're gonna get it. Woo!
Oh, you can reroll that. So.
Woo!
4. One less. Oh,
got it.
maybe 5 even.
What's the horn?
You got a horn. We got some impact hits coming up. We roll 3 dice. They're all within 3.
Whee!
5s are good.
Ooh, we
Nice,
did
we
3 mortal wounds.
Ah, works for me. Oh, dead things. What? That's 3 dead. This just fuels my thing of bringing them back, I guess, technically.
Pretty much.
And then we're not engaging them unless you want to. It's up to you.
Nah.
But we can always pile on them later. All right, and then we're on to the start of combat phase, where I roll 6 dice to see how many models I get back. This is boop. Hey, we get 5 back.
Oh my God!
You got me. Skeletons are going to reform around the parent unit there. We do have a couple monsters rampage. You get to do the first one.
Okay, so
Typically, I assume you want to roar in Titanic Duel.
that is what I'm thinking there. So I think we're going to roar with him and Titanic duel with him.
Works for me.
So roar!
Oh, thank gosh! I need him to live. I need him to live. I'm nervous. I know I'm in a really good spot, but man, if I lose him, I lose a lot. All right, but the Titanic Duel is +1 to hit.
Yeah.
And then gosh, I don't know. I'm just gonna. There's no defensive monsters rampage I could do, so he's got +1 to hit. And he doesn't have +1 to hit, I guess. I could try to roar. I'm gonna try and roar. So I gotta go defensive. I don't really care if I do more damage. So I'm gonna try and roar over there. 3 up. I do. So he had the Titanic Duel. I'll roar at him, I guess.
Sounds good.
Yeah, works for me. So this Bloodthirster, the Wrath of Khorne, has the crown that gives him always strikes first. So he's gonna resolve his attacks first.
He's got a halo of
And
blood.
I am able to all out defense, and I'm gonna do so.
All right, let's hit you. Ah!
So you are no bonuses to hit. So you got that many hits with the Axe of Khorne.
And then another 3.
Now -1/+1 because of Finest Hour, I believe. So 3 wounds.
Uh-oh.
He had the +1 wound, right? Or did he? I can't remember which one had the +1 wound.
Bull.
Finest Hour on him, right? Yeah, it's Finest Hour on him. Yeah, Finest Hour. Okay, it doesn't really change much as long as we know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means that fails. Yes.
Yes.
Rend.
Oh, actually, that 3 still did it because it's 2 up to wound at the
Oh,
moment.
perfect. So the 3 saves then. That works. I thought the axe might be too stupid. I was going to double check. 3 up saves. Roll well. Good start.
Okay.
And then that's his always strike first. So we get your pick now.
We're gonna go with Bloodthirster.
So he is currently Titanic dueled.
Yep.
And that's +1 to hit.
So he hits you on 3s now.
Good start.
Okay,
That's
okay.
Is it 6 to wound that to the big carnage?
Yes, so Outrageous Carnage is on a 6 to wound. Okay, let's do this.
8 wounds, baby.
We can do this. We can do this.
Lightweight, baby. Let's go. I got a 6.
When's up?
Ooh, and a fail. So 3 saves, and is that like 4 mortals, I believe? All my stuff nearby.
Oh my god. It is 4 mortal wounds to everything within 8 inches.
I assume just enemies. Currently, my 1-up save goes to a 4-up save for dramatic effect. Good. Excellent. Ooh, how much damage is it?
Oh, it is D3 plus 3.
Oh, bring it on. D3 plus 3 wounds.
Woo!
4. So he's ooh. I think I'm gonna live because I got a 5-up for it on him.
Can you step out of the room, please, Josh?
Josh came in and just
Josh,
torqued it, dude.
step out of the room.
So 4 damage from the axe swing. On top, I could fail this. 5 aboard. The Realm of Metal is
Oh, no ward saves for you, sir.
no ward saves.
Because he is Agrath, the king of Slayer of Kings. No ward saves from his weapon.
Ooh, I will have to do this. I get ward saves against the mortal wounds, but not the attack. I'll double check that. Outstanding. So I had double checked it. It's no ward saves within 3 inches. What an outstanding show there. So the Vampire Lord does go down because I can't make any ward saves. You do exactly enough to kill him. I don't think there's anything I could do about it. I should have just made that last save. So he goes down. I'm a little disappointed because I don't like losing the big guy. I'm in a great spot, obviously, with the rest of my army and scoring still, but we got a lot of game to play here now. Because of that also, the 4 mortal wounds that are going to be dealt to my 2 guys, I don't get ward saves against them. So it kills the Blood Knight and wounds another. So I have this guy, go down, and we'll take a damage on this one. And then my Vampire Lord has a single wound left. Close, that was damn close. That's some good rolls there. All right, the next logical thing for me to go for is my Vampire Lord trying to take out your Bloodletter guy.
Get out of here with that.
You're gonna all-out defense him to try and prevent me from doing any damage. These are 3s to hit. Ooh, 3 hits. 2 wounds at Rend 1.
So he's all defense takes him back to a 4-up.
2 damage.
Okay, so he takes 2 wounds.
And I heal. I think it's let me double check one. He's gonna have 3 wounds left, and you have 6 down to 4. All right, well that's my pick. When the general went down, you get a blood tithe point. Bye-bye, I might as well take
Hooray!
that. Try and get the kill on the Vampire Lord.
All right, let's try these on 3. Okay.
Couple hits.
And 1 wound.
Does he count as a bloodletter?
He does.
Does he get the decapitating? He charged his turn, so you rolled a 5 there to hit.
Oh.
So you do get the 2 mortal wounds on the 5 to hit. You just have to roll the wound on one of them. Because there's 2 hits in total, so one doesn't roll the wound.
Yeah. And
2
that would have been...
There you go.
Yeah.
Got the wound. What's the Rend? 1?
Rend 1.
He's dead? No ward saves.
Yeah.
There goes the Vampire Lord. Then my pick, might as well go with these skeletons to try to alleviate some of the pressure on them and get some attacks on these dogs. Try and take out some of the dogs, I guess. We're going to have the +1 attack from the vampire where they were. It's kind of how I set them up. So it's going to be 19 attacks into the dogs. Okay, we are going to have 4s to hit. Not a bad start for these guys. 3s to wound with a Rend of 1. So they are going to deal out 7 damage, maybe. 6-up save. 6-up save!
6s! They're dead.
Oh, they're dead. Blood tithe, though.
Woo! Yeah, so they're going to...
Boom, boom, and a boom.
Yep.
All right, we got 7 attacks. 5s are mortals because they charged. That is 3 mortal wounds.
There we go.
That's just 3 mortal wounds. All right. And then we have the actual blood crush, the juggernauts attacking. Juggernauts.
Juggernauts!
What are they hitting on?
Oh, 3s.
All right, it's quite a bit of misses. And
3's a wound. 2 more wounds.
2 wound. Rend of anything?
No.
All right, that's 4 damage on them from the mortals. So that's going to ward 1. 3 die. All right, 1. 2, 3, I guess.
Yee.
Okay, that's about it. I get to freely attack with those that are left. He finest Howard, so I don't really want to. I would like to kill this guy down here if I can. So we'll have you pile in. You're gonna pile in. The banner's gonna be kind of a problem. So we'll like, oh gosh,
He's gonna moon you.
Aha! The butt of corn.
Butt of corn. Butt of corn.
Yeah. Keep it coherent, I guess. Spread them out a little bit ish, but 2 there, 2 there. Into the character. 3s to hit him. And 3s to wound. So that's 2 at Rend 2. So we got 2 6-ups.
Yoink.
He takes
both.
2. He's got 2 wounds left. We got the horses, of course. 4s. 4s. 2 more at 4 up.
More up!
He
no!
also dies.
Ooh, Khorne.
That guy heals to full. And we got a few more attacks into the actual Bloodthirster. 3s and 3s. 4 at Rend 2 on him. He's got Finest Hour, so should have a 5-up after this.
Yeah.
He's also got... there's 4.
Oh, 4. So
Yeah,
it's 2.
so that's 2 of them. 2 damage, but he's got a 5-up board.
And 5 ups.
He takes 1
wound.
I got the horses. Here we go. 4s. 4s. 1 more. Yep, 5-up. Don't need the 5-up. All right, just a couple damage. Not too bad. Okay, he's got 15 wounds left. Then we're going to have these guys pile in and try and do some damage to this guy.
Cool.
Who has just a 5-up ward.
And he has the bronzed flesh going off on him.
Correct, plus 1 to save as well. Piling like that, only getting 3 in range, and the Kastelai is unfortunately out. So it'll be 9 attacks from their Templar weapons in an attempt to take him out. He's going to have a 3-up save, though, which is not... Well, not take him out. Do some damage. Do some damage on the big guy. We got these misses. Hard to hit the Bloodthirst. He's got Weapon Skill 9 after all.
Nice.
And 2 at Rend 2, so 5-ups.
Whee!
Followed by 5-ups because of the... One way or another. One had a 5-up board because of the metal. You got a 5-up board another way, too. Did you?
How do we do that?
I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, because of the...
Heroic action.
Yeah.
Adaptive die and heroic action, that's
Yeah.
right. So we got the... how much damage? Did you fail the 1 there?
Just a 1.
Yeah, 1 damage, all right. And we got 6 attacks from horses. 4s. Ooh. And 4s. 2 more. 3-ups.
Whee! Pass them both.
All right, that is it. Combat is resolved. You are on a majority of the objectives. I believe you got 10 models for that one. I don't. And you got 4 to my 2-ish.
Yeah, so we'll
Like
be...
1 even on my part. Yeah.
Yeah, so
5
thankfully that means I've got that one.
Yep, that means you get 5-point turn. Still lagging behind a little bit because I had that really good 5-point turn 1. So I'm still at a lead by 4 points. You're getting your grand strategy, and the pacing of the game looks like I'm going to get my grand strategy, which is nice. But we're going to see how priority goes on this turn. That's going to really dictate a lot of this. And you're currently at 6 Blood Tithe points. Not too bad. I'm going to roll a 2.
I'm going to roll a 6.
All right. With that, I will concede. I'm okay to throw in the towel on that one. I'm kind of tied up in combat. Not much I could do. You could rally, charge in here, or screen them, have these guys muck up my units, things like that. I figured it was going to be kind of volatile and coming down to the very end here. No ward saves, high rend. Going to chew right through the Blood Knights. I'll save everyone a lot of rolling here.
It's gonna, because he's going to do Apocalyptic Fury right now. So he's gonna have,
yes.
so he's just gonna go wham.
You know what? Let's resolve that just to show people the effect of it. So Apoplectic Frenzy lets one of these 2 attack. I'd recommend this one.
Yeah.
Is there anything we can do?
There's nothing you can do to buff him for it though. That's a shame.
Well, you could find us down in Apoplectic Frenzy with this guy if you wanted to, but it's up to you. It's one of the 2. I knew there's going to be I figured it was going to be Finest Hour and do it with him.
Yeah, actually, it's probably the better option.
No, Finest Hour doesn't matter because he's already 2 to wound. This guy probably is your best bet. Yeah.
Yes.
Because if you kill them, you're free to get out of this combat.
Yeah.
And charge elsewhere. Yeah. Let's see what he does.
Yeah. So he would have gone.
They all hit.
Oh yeah.
They all hit.
Oh,
Hell yeah, baby.
Actually, only 4. He hit
True.
4s.
And 2. There's a 6
Yeah. So there's 3 more wounds.
at Rend.
3.
3 because he's got. He'd have the.
No. Was Rend 3? No.
Rend 2. Let's see if
Rend
you get
2
the prayer off. You do the prayer before the attack, technically.
Yeah. So there would have been 4 mortal wounds automatically to everybody again within 8.
And there's no wards at all, yeah.
Yeah.
So how many saves is it? 3?
3.
Roll me to see if you get the prayer off beforehand, because that would happen before the fight.
Oh, he wouldn't have that.
He has the bronze. He has bronze flesh.
He has bronze
Understood.
flesh.
Okay, so just minus 2 5s. Oh yeah, I fail all 3. Give me the
3d3. Yeah, so that's 4. Another. Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, so it's
They're-
3, 6, 9 plus 11, 13, 14 damage plus, so that's 18 damage in total. There's only 12 wounds here. So they get wiped out by a plot. So you go down to 2 Blood Tithe points, but you gain another one. You go up to 3 for killing this unit. Now he's free to move and charge. It's definitely game. I knew I was going to lose on the priority. I was a little suspicious on the Apoplectic Frenzy alone, even if I got the priority. So I'll throw in the towel there. You're going to get another 5-point turn. I'm only going to have this to play with. Them not making their charge was okay. I would have liked to wipe out that unit and then kept pushing it this way, but I would have needed priority for that here.
Yeah.
I took the gamble early on to try and keep priority going for me. I knew the second it flipped, I was probably going to lose, especially if I lose the guy in the middle. But We'll talk about all that in the post game. The Blades of Khorne have successfully taken the territory of the Transmutation Riverway, giving them a clear path right to the Necromantic School. The forces of death are going to have to focus heavily on it to take it back. And don't forget, if you want to come in and play in our Lost City narrative campaign as it evolves and have influence over the map, don't forget to go to MiniWarGaming.com/challenge for all of the details. First of all, Kyle, excellent game.
Well played, well played.
So we both had the same battle plan going into it. You just had a lot more expensive screening units than I did in the form of Bloodletters, and they ate it, man. They just got run down. Where it all kind of fell apart was that single saving throw on the Blood Dragon Vampire. Now, I kind of forgot about the no ward save thing, so I was a little bit more confident going into it than I thought. Where it kind of really fell apart is he took a lot of damage from the Bloodletters the turn before. I think I had something like 20 saves to make or 22 saves to make, and I only really made 6 of them on 4-ups. So that's where it kind of fell apart. If I had just one more wound from that initial attack, I would have been good. But then, hypothetically, I could have failed one more save from that guy, right? So it doesn't really matter. It was tight. That's how tight it was on that zombie dragon.
All I know for sure is I should have rolled that rally, that turn where I was thinking about it. I could rally those 2 Bloodletters. Get those Bloodletters back. They could have killed your Vampire Lord before.
4 more attacks. I could have done it. That could have been...
They could have done it.
There was a lot of andis or buts on this one. Because I wasn't too sure if I wanted to send the Vampire Lord in. I wanted to wait for them. But I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, I'm not going to take much damage from the Bloodletters. I'll heal the wounds back up, and then I'll suffer. Then I'll take the hits from them, hopefully live, and then with all that focus on the Vampire Lord living, I can clean up the rest. But he died just by that much. But hey, man, that's not bad. I'm more than happy to die to another melee army, and I'm happy to see how close it was too. Just a few rolls going here or there was more than enough to make it work. Striking, and then obviously the pairing of striking first, then going with the other blood. He had to survive 2 Bloodthirster attacks before he had a chance to go and take one of them out. Because even though he's really hurt, nothing on him really gets bracketed that much. It's only the Swordlight Claw. He only loses 3 attacks on the Swordlight Claws. Not too bad at all.
Yeah, that vampire is he is one of the staples of my when I play Soulblight back home. I
think I see a lot of people running 2 or 3. I think they were. I wouldn't be surprised if they. I don't want to say anything because I get a lot of flack when I say things in Sigmar, in my opinion.
They're listening.
Welcome to
they are, but they are.
Welcome to the podcast. Anyone who jumps to the podcast, this is where me and Kyle are going to talk shop for like a little bit of time, very casual conversation. I think he's a little cheap for his cost. I think he does a little bit too much for the book. For what he's just way too cheap in general. But I think the same is true for Frost Lords on Stonehorns. There's a lot of offenders in the game, and the Vampire Lord on the Zombie Dragon is definitely one of them.
How much does he cost? The vampires now?
Let me take a hot look here. It's like I can't remember the exact number. He's 460 points. You're probably thinking that's steep. I'd pay that in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even think twice about that cost, which to me means way too cheap. I would pay 560. I would still pay 600 points for him because of you got to think of the nature of the army book as well. I don't like Blood Knights in general from the army book. They're cool on theme for some builds, but if you're trying to play Soulblight like tight and well, you go heavily into the undead stuff. Super cheap screening things. So you can have the Blood Dragon kind of surrounded by chaff, so you can't get flanked like that on 2 sides, right? Like a list like this, you can't really protect the Vampire Lord that well, but he is. Great, you're also playing Khorne, so it was really hard to get Mystic Shield up. But that guy with the Mystic Shield, all out defense, all this stuff. Not to mention, if you're playing Legion of Blood, you can give him a 3-up ethereal save.
That's where
it gets nasty.
That's where it gets a little brutal at that point. I don't like taking that on him. Just that is a feel bad moment. I'm like,
so he's already got a lot of wounds. He's got a good ward. He's got a ward save.
Yeah.
He heals 6 wounds every combat phase, pretty much.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases, you're better off ignoring him and doing damage to the rest of the army. Because in my opinion, it costs too many points on the opponent's force to take him out. Now, there are a few exemptions to that rule. There are a few things like he'll Hand of Dust, but that's like death on death, right?
Or, something to negate your...
or things that negate ward saves. Woof. But it's hard to get, like, that thing's got Rend 3. I just crank it 3-up saves all day.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's where the 3-up, if the ethereal save from Legion of Blood, I believe, has. It's really nasty. Yeah. The Kastelai stuff is like the weaker end of the Soulblight list, definitely. Like you're looking at you get a lot more value out of Virkos, Blood, and literally everything but Kastelai. Kastelai is kind of whatever. But this was on theme Kastelai. That's the whole point for the narrative campaign.
So I wonder for Kastelai though, because it's between them and Blood that I always like to. You and I played very similar vampire armies back in the day, and it's like, maybe taking dropping one of the unit of Blood Knights and just taking a big block of zombies.
I will normally like the Blood Dragon build back in the day. I built this list heavily off the inspiration of like the 6th edition Vampire Count book where they weren't allowed to take zombies in the army book. If you took the Blood Dragon build where they could take that the Bretonnian Wedge, they had a special. That's going back to 2000. That's going way back.
Oh, I remember I had that army. I don't remember playing that though.
So it was
because I was supposed to play Strigoi at that point.
It was a special army list where your core changed to Black Knights and Skeleton Warriors and Graveguard, I think. But you weren't allowed to take zombies as core and die. You couldn't take creatures of the night and zombies and stuff. So your army was more like professional soldiers but undead.
Yeah.
And or levies to a degree, and then Blood Knights were like your main thing. And I think you're I could be vaguely remembering incorrectly. I can't remember if it was the Black Knights. No, there weren't Blood Knights in that army book. Black Knights could take the wedge because Blood Knights didn't exist.
That's right. They came out in.
They came out in 7th edition had Blood Knights. Yeah.
That's when that came out. Wow, it feels.
So it was like the Black Knights were like risen Bretonnian Knights essentially.
They were crazy. That is why I have like I have wedges of them back.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Because it's like, oh hey, they were Graveguard on horses, and then they would just like walk in there and they would just chop everything to pieces. Every time I bring up my Black Knights, I'm just like, I remember you used to do like just auto wounds or no armor save wounds.
Killing blow.
There it was.
It was like no regeneration, no armor save. You could take ward saves, but it was instantly killing any man-sized enemy.
Yep.
Monsters would just take the wound. They weren't getting killed unless you had hero killing blow. But I built this Kastelai list with that in mind. So I was gonna do Black Knights, but I ran out of points quickly. Problem is, like, I like a unit or two of these guys before it's a little too heavy-handed. If I was to make this list stronger, that's not the idea of the campaign. It's more to be on theme and something cool. I would have been 2 squads of these and just maxed out my skeletons probably as screens and let the Vampire Lord kind of ping in between things and be protected by the skeletons.
Yeah.
That's typically how you'd want to play it.
I don't know, man. Like getting Graveguard in there as well, like having.
Oh, of course, yeah. Graveguard are really good too.
Oh my gosh, one block of those has
way too many attacks. Yeah.
But with a White King and a Vampire Lord to also be like, you re-roll your ones and add 1 to your attacks. And be like, oh, great, let's just go chopping through everything.
Every 6 wounds, a mortal wound in addition to its normal damage. They're 2 damage on the great weapons alone. Yeah. Obviously, if you have Inspired, you make them wound on 3s. There's the Soulblight army book doesn't lack weakness. That's for sure. No, not at all.
Now, here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Great Blades or Shields? Because I go with Shields.
I do 1 of each typically.
Yeah?
Yeah. I usually have a squad of 20 of each.
I have squads for both.
Yeah.
But I always take the Shield ones first. I have like a big old, like the old pewter ones. Like, there's a block of those. There's a block of the new ones.
I got a few of those for fantasy. Yeah. Actually, all the Graveguard I have are the new ones, but the command is the old metal ones in that unit. So I got the old metal hornblower, the flag, and everything. Yeah. But if I had to pick one personally, I would go with the great weapons because I'd have a lot of skeletons acting as screens to keep them safe, so they're not getting. But if someone's got shooting, someone's got shooting. Now, not much I can do about that.
See, I like taking them with the shield just because I'm like, hey, with an all-out defense, there's an infantry unit that's got a 3-up save, and they will just keep coming back. Like, they're a great anvil, you know. Like, aside from like skeletons all the time.
Exactly. It's like that's. I know.
I'm doing it again.
Trees. It happens all the time. They're prone to fall over. The skeletons. It's like. The Graveguard with the shield can be an anvil that does a lot of damage back. I prefer the skeletons for the anvil because they can have the save. They have a worse save technically, but they have that recursion, which is kind of wild. And their damage output actually isn't too bad, especially if they're outnumbering their enemy.
Yeah, they're not like they've definitely got a much better profile since the last book. Like there was
like
Captain Holter, but like vindication.
There was the period of time in 2nd edition when they had the Legions of Nagash book where it was like +2 attacks for their unit size. Remember when like 40 skeletons were throwing 120 dice?
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah, it's like volume of attack was over the top. They were like one of the most powerful things in the army. It was like a unit of 40 skeletons or whatever it was. 60, I can't remember.
Yeah, they were still hitting on 4s and wounding on 4s.
They were, yeah, but there was they had rend on their attacks. It was a lot of it. And at the time, that was like that profile was a little oppressive because the game was a lot more toned down there. A lot of the shenanigans in that edition was like, technically, if I do this, and this, every army that was doing well was like a lot of technicalities, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't like second edition a lot for that reason, but it was a step up from first edition, let me tell you. This edition...
Anything was a step up from first edition.
Yes.
Bring what you want.
I got like I got a little bit of PTSD from first edition still. I went into it young and dumb and like blind. And, like, I played a lot of games, had a lot of fun. And then I came across a couple of builds here and there. I'm like, I remember joking around once with the Hex Rays, and you could stack Mystic Shield back then, and ones didn't always fail on anything. So if you hit on ones, you automatically hit. If you wounded on ones, you automatically wounded. And if you had a 1-up save, well, you always passed your save. And Ethereal couldn't rend. Back then, if you didn't play in first edition, Ethereal only ignored rend. It did not ignore the positive side of things. So you could have a unit of 10 Hex Rays with, I think you needed 3 Mystic Shields to give them a 1-up save. And you could only hurt them with mortal wounds.
Yep, they're just beep through the whole thing. You're like, oh my.
They're just, I'll charge your most expensive thing. You can't. Does it do mortal wounds? It's out of the game. It's pretty much tied up for the rest of the game.
Those were dark days.
Those were very dark days. Those were different. Now, a lot of people probably had a lot more wholesome experiences when they're just playing with like, oh, I'm just going to play with my one friend and my one brother, and we're just playing to have fun or whatever, right? You're not thinking about outside of the box stuff.
That was the thing, though, because I was in the UK when that dropped, and I was just like, oh, okay, let's give it a shot. Let's see
Because
what
you played a
happens.
lot
And
of
then
fantasy before that.
Yeah, go back to the record, you'll see.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, all right, let's try this out. Let's see what happens. Like, I never want to be someone who's been like, oh, it's gonna be terrible, and like never try it the first time.
I was in the same mindset.
Yep, and it was the lack of cohesion for it just was like, no, there's no way to customize your heroes. Like everything just felt very generic. It's like, and just loosey goosey being like, put your models on table, take some pictures, take some stuff off. I'm like,
that was kind of it. That's what it kind of really felt like. It was like
a
very, if they advertised it as, I don't think they could have done this, but if they advertised more of like, this game's not quite ready yet. This is its concept right now. This is the direction we want to take it in. What do you guys think of these rules? If they kind of release as like an alpha kind of thing. This is the alpha for Sigmar. This is kind of where that's where they had it at the time. That's what I want to imagine was the idea. And they just kind of released it under the blanket of like, hey, this is the new game. It was, but then again, what if it was kind of smart to, it might sound rough, but a lot of and it's going to sound rough, take it for what it is. A lot of the problem with fantasy and why it died was because of the players. I want to see if it was like a master play from them to release Sigmar as it was to get rid of all of those fantasy players and bring in a whole new player base. Because the Sigmar player base right now is damn good.
It is.
Yeah.
But now I will.
That's definitely conspiracy, Luca talking.
Take your hat back. I don't think it was a way to get rid of like some like that kind of way of going, because it did have that effect, which I'm not gonna lie, made it much more healthy, because you're just like, it's a less competitive environment. People playing because they like the models, they're having fun.
Correct.
There is definitely more fun now, because like has organized play, being like, we're going to play 2,000 points. We have objectives that we're going to be playing against. We're going to do that. I'm like, this is fantastic. This is great. But I correct me if I'm wrong, but I seem to remember during that time, like that, or like mid 2000, like 2010 kind of stuff. They were just like, we're a model company, not a games company. Mentality, and I was just like,
that was
can't be both.
Yeah, there was so like Sigmar came out. Yeah, that was around the time where two infamous quotes. People were asking Games Workshop why they didn't have like an online, because they closed the forums down, and it was like, where's your like community website for the people to interact with you guys or to interact with one another? And then someone had said, well, we think the internet's just a fad. So we're not going to really worry about it too much.
That did not age well.
And then the other one was we're a model company, not a rules spreading company kind of thing.
I firmly believe.
Or a game company.
Yeah, I firmly believe.
Which was never the case.
One of the reasons that fantasy died as it did was they took so long to go. Like, it just wasn't getting supported. And I know people are going to be like, well, they were spending all the money on 40K, and because 40K was the cash cow. I'm like, it is, but that's because 40K was supported. It was getting. It was supported. It was getting newer books. It was getting newer models. It was getting like that kind of stuff was going on. Yeah. We were lucky to get 3 books a year for fantasy.
And for anyone who's new into Warhammer or miniature wargaming in general, we're going back to 2014, 2012 time. Fantasy was killed in 2014.
Yeah.
And back then, it was rare to get an update within 3 years for your army. If your army book came out, you're looking like 6-ish years for like 4 to 6 years for an update. And there's no FAQs, or there is, but like
if you're lucky.
If you're
'Cause
lucky.
I still have the most current Bretonnian book, which was 6th edition, and that was it.
I think that Bretonnian book came out in 2000, and it was like the end of 6th edition, because it was it worked well in 7th edition with the 7th edition mind, so it was like probably 2000, 2002.
Around there, I
could have
think.
come out. And then they played with that rule book until 2014.
Yep.
So they had 12 years the same army book.
Yep. And that's just the way it was. You're like,
Yep.
oh, okay.
And 40K had some examples of that too, like Sisters of Battle in 3rd edition played all the way till 7th edition.
Yes.
Which was a long time also.
That was a very long time. And they were just, but that was less common for them because it's like Marines always got a new book.
Correct. Marine, sometimes 2 in addition.
Sometimes 2 in addition.
Yeah.
Like Orcs would be getting books and other stuff like that. And
then
that's all, like, and I know that's all in the past kind of thing, but it's like that's where like we grew up in the 90s playing and that kind of stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, that's just what it is. And now we're like,
oh, this is new for me. Like,
it's great.
It's
look at it.
I still think about it to this day, and I'm like, I'm surprised. Like the amount of support they have for Sigmar and Warhammer 40K is out of this world compared to what it used to be. Not even that long ago. Like it was 6 years ago they started doing this, and it's like FAQs every 6 months, sometimes even quicker. Like. I remember back playing in, I can't remember too many, there was a few offenders in Fantasy, but back in the day, 40K, some big offenders were like 5th edition Space Wolves, 5th edition Grey Knights, never touched, whole edition. They were just, that's how strong they were, and that's how it was, no ands, ifs, or buts. Now you play Sigmar or 40K, if something's a little oppressive or kind of annoying and no one wants to deal with it, boom, whack-a-mole, done, fixed, resolved, more points, change the rule. Like look at, I was going to say the joke earlier because I got a lot of flack for the Bone Reaper nerfs that came out this edition. And I had nothing to do with it, guys. I just made observations, and the observations...
Nothing to do with it.
The observations weren't true. Like, they were true, but they were, like, healthy observations. So I was going to joke about the Vampire Lord on the Zombie Dragon earlier being like, well, I should make 50 to 100 more points. Make it so it's a little bit harder for Soulblight players to fit everything into their list and a zombie dragon or vampire lord on a zombie dragon. My joke, so I be careful when I say things like that, because I don't know, historically I've gotten in trouble from the community email saying like, you ruined this or you ruined that. You gotta like,
it was all you, Luca.
It was like the OCR Bone Reapers. They had come out, and the Gothazar Harvester had kept the same rules they had from previous editions. And if you guys don't know the Bone Reapers, you won't really know what I'm talking about here. Are you familiar with the Bone Reapers?
We had one guy that plays up in our area, and I played him maybe twice. And the first time he was, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but he was like, I want you to bring the toughest list you could bring. And I was like, are you sure? Because like, I like to play to have fun. He's like, yeah, bring the toughest list. This was back with the old Bellicor like Legion rules.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I brought one of every greater demon and a couple other things, and I was like okay,
a big monster mash list.
Yeah, I brought the mash, and I was like, let's try this. And then I had him table by turn 2, and I was just like, he's like, no, that was great. I was like, are you sure? Because like, I could bring another army. This one is broken.
Yeah.
Like I intentionally made it to be broken.
The harvester.
So don't have a lot of time playing against them.
Yeah, that's fair. The harvester, the monster that they have, had this obnoxious mechanic of every time any model was slain within 3 inches of it, including your own friendly ones, you roll a die. On a 4-up, you get wounds back into a unit equal to, almost essentially equal to the wounds of the model slain. So the Mortek Guard would effectively have a 3-up save back in the last edition, ignoring Rens, and then they had a 6-up ward, and then they'd have effectively a 4-up ward afterwards to come back. And then every time enemy models died, you get more Mortek Guard. They were almost an unmovable unit unless you had shooting to kill the Harvester, which some armies had, so it wasn't too big for them. But the process of okay, I'm going to roll all my saves, I'm going to do all my wards. Now let me meticulously remove models one at a time. I'm going to remove him. All right, 4-up. Okay, he failed. I'm going to take him away. I'm going to take the next guy. I have 20 wounds to resolve, by the way. I'm going to do this. Okay, I'm going to take him. I'm going to put him back over here within 3 of the Harvester. I'm going to roll again. Okay, I'm going to take him and put him back into the Harvester.
Just slowed the game down.
It was a crawl.
Yeah.
So 3rd edition came out, and that had the exact same rules verbatim from last edition. Minus they had to be eroded last edition because you could stack it technically, but they fixed that quickly. But I said, it's really powerful, but I don't like how it's resolved. And I kept calling it toxic. I kept calling it like, this is not the war game people want to play. No one wants to watch me roll 1 or 2 dice at a time for like 20 minutes, resolving your one attack against my unit. So I'm like, they got to change this or something. And then the Petrifax Elite were kind of oppressive too. They were like -1 damage against all their attacks this edition. I'm like, that's kind of nasty.
I remember hearing about that.
I'm like, they got to get rid of this too. Like, this Petrifax thing's too strong. They made Petrifax too strong again. They got to fix that. Like, so annoying. Everyone's gonna play Petrifax. And then this Harvester thing's horrible too. 2 weeks later, they are out of both of them. Almost not the way I said they should, because I said I have no idea how they're gonna fix it, but they changed it. Then I got several emails saying like, Luca, you gotta shut your mouth, dude. You have ruined the Osiarch Bone Reapers. I'm like, man, they are absolutely fine to play still. They're perfectly fine to play. You just don't have to go through this horrible like 40-minute process of resolving the Harvester or whatever it might be, right?
Also, Games Workshop is definitely watching this. Like, we're gonna take his opinion. He's
That
the
one
one
guy, that guy
the
right
one
there.
guy who's got it.
And people don't know that I'm like, Bone Reaper is one of my favorite armies. They're like, I'll play, if I had to pick, well, a few armies to play, be Soulblight, Gravelords, Bone Reapers, and Nighthaunt, if I'm going to be honest. They're all
You
my
may have
or
a
Blades
there,
of Khorne. It's like Nighthaunt or Blades of Khorne. They're like one of the two are my favorite. I don't know if I had to pick 3. But I'm like, I feel like those are healthy changes. The Soulblight Gravelord changes, all healthy changes, because the way people were playing the army was obnoxious. And the goal of the game, above all else, is a good idea I like to look at it is like, the goal of winning is what you should focus on, not the win itself. You want to try and win your game, but you don't care if you do or not. Always try to win, but it's okay to lose.
Yes, and I feel like they've done a pretty good job for most books this edition of being like, there's not one build. You got to play this one build or you're going to lose forever. And I'm just like, I see a lot of people playing Mortal Blades of Khorne because there's like, Blades of Khorne are great. I'm just like, yeah, they are fantastic. Mortals are really good. I've got a...
The demons really sucked last edition.
Oh,
real bad.
They did. And now I'm just like, oh, these guys they're fairly well balanced. Do I want to play the demons? Do I want to play mortals?
Yes.
Do I want to mix them together? Do I want to play Blade Lords? Do I want to play the Reapers of Vengeance? Do I want to play Skull Fiends? Like, all the armies have their options. There might be one or two there's if you do
more
all
efficient.
the math and be like, this is the best one here, but like, I feel at that point if you're being like, I have to nickel and dime, and there's no way anyone can tell you to enjoy your hobby. Enjoy it the way you want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's at least most people looking at it now being like, I can play whatever I want to, and there's a good chance I'm going to win.
Yeah.
Okay?
I
Now,
agree completely.
as long as you know your army. I mean, if you're walking in being like, I've never played this before, versus somebody who's played like 30 games with their army, they're going to be like, I know what mine does.
Yeah.
I know how to compensate for my weaknesses. Like, I'm not charging my bloodthirsters out. They need to be able to go hit things hard.
Yep.
I don't care if my bloodletters die. Sure, they're expensive, but
Something's got to scream.
they're going to screen and they're going to do a lot of damage on the wild. Like, it's a lot of damage.
So that's a good example of like, you could have in theory had Reavers as cheaper screens, but you want to stay more on theme and go like all demons.
Yeah.
And then you just got to those guys are good too. Actually, they're even better technically.
They're the best screens you can get. They're 100 points.
They got wide bases.
Yeah, they'll stack out. Like, they move fast. I could have been running them up like that the whole time, but it didn't feel right. I'm like, no.
Sometimes that's not the game you want to play, right?
That is not the game we want to play.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to play the ones that's like, no, they'd be hunters. They're coming in on the side. They're going to go eat something.
Yeah.
They'd be running with them because that's what they're doing. Fluff.
It's like that's where the big separation was. Like, there's the clear obvious. It's like the clear obvious way to win isn't always the most impressive way to play the game. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes it's cool to win with a little bit of flair on it. I would say the Blades of Khorne are a good example of a nice glow up from last edition because in my mind, I don't mind playing like a weaker build with the chance of winning. That's awesome because it's like you're only like Kastelai aren't the strongest Soulblight, but I could have easily won with this list.
Oh, like one save different, as we pointed out.
Correct.
One save different would have done that. If these guys were gone, like, they were going to rally this turn. Like, I was getting back at least like 3 or 4 of them.
Exactly.
And then they were going to be like, oh, cool, let's go eat something else.
Correct. You could have like punked that guy easily, then it was more efficiency here. Now, these Blades of Khorne guys last edition, I would have only ever played them in one way. I liked like this guy with a bunch of mortal support. I felt that was a really good play, and nothing else seemed viable. Everything else felt really bad to play.
It did. Like, Bloodletters having a single wound with 1 attack to hit on 4s, a wound on 3s. I was like,
you can't make that work. You needed
Yeah.
mortals for that. You needed the blood secretor. You needed the prayers. You like demons had no support. So playing only demons was like, I'm just gonna fall over dead.
well, like I played them a bit, and I was able to win some. Now, again, not trying to toot my own horn, I'm the major AOS player in our little clubhouse area, so like I have more experience playing it.
Yeah.
I was able to win with some of those ones. Was it easy wins? Good Lord, no. Especially especially when my buddy was playing ogres, I was just like, oh, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, well, then, at least you had that as like if someone's new to the game, you could bring out the demons or something and like make it a pretty close game all around.
Hi, Josh. Look at the Josh.
It's a random Josh. We're just kind of talking the talk here. We're about done here. It was more or less just talking the hobby. Like the game, actually, the game itself, we didn't talk about the game all that much, funny enough. We just mostly talked about the hobby. But like the game was pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
I screened, you screened. We all screened. And I committed to the fight. You committed to the fight. I rolled one save too few. I lost, and then you got priority, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was a pretty like close to fundamentals game technically in a lot of ways, actually. So it wasn't too bad. But unfortunately, it does mean I give some ground for chaos in the area I don't want them necessarily in. So this was trying to push the death agenda here. This one kind of backfired. First thing, but you know what? This is the first time it's backfired, so I don't mind it so much.
There we go.
And that's it. That's it for this one, folks. We'll catch you next time for some more Sigmar. Stay tuned for The Lost City. Thank you again, Kyle, for the game.
Come and play people here. They're fun.
And I wish Josh stuck around a little bit longer because I was doing a lot better. I was doing a lot better when he was around.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the second you lost Mike, I realized my guy died.
Because as soon as I left?
Yeah, the second you left, because like he had an artifact that was no ward saves within 3.
Yeah.
So he got the 8 damage through. I went to go roll my ward saves, and then you had walked out when I said, "Oh, I have to go see if it's against the attacks or not." And then I went to go look at the relic. Oh, it's all wards within 3. It's like the Demon Prince and Nurgle thing. I'm like, oh, boo. I don't know. It's not a bad death though. I don't mind. The relic coming in clutch was nice.
He died to 2 bloodthirsters. Like
that's not
if you're
bad
gonna
death.
go down,
that's how you go down. Exactly that. All right, folks.
Maybe I'll try playing death for the first time tomorrow.
Oh, you wanted? Oh no, get out of here! Only I push the death agenda. You can't tank the city. You can't tank. No, no, I got it surrounded. You can't attack it. I got it surrounded. No one can attack it in one go. I have to no shenanigans. Mirage Haven safe. Happy wargaming, everyone. Bye bye now.